So, what's going on, guys? So, welcome to a new episode of the SHOKY NERDCAST. I think this is episode 6. I think I would know these things. And hey, we're all on camera, sort of. So, we got Mr. Nick, and we got Mr. Dan. So, you remember him from the What is a Gundam podcast, and Nick from everything else I do.
Yes.
So, the provider of all things not Gundam.
That's what I'm here for.
As you guys can see over here on the table, because look at this. Look, I'm reaching with this hand and pointing over here. Ah! Double video. So, we've got Power Rangers. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a lot about Power Rangers. Because we're all different generations of Power Rangers fans.
Yes.
So, realistically, we all kind of grew up. Well, at least you and I did. We're pretty much the same generation.
Yeah.
We both grew up on Mighty Morphin. Nick came to it later on because he's a little boy. He's a kitty. And what? Are you doing that for anonymity, or are you just a tiny bit of anonymity, or because you think it looks cool?
Let me live my life,
Do you want your awesome hat?
You don't know my life.
You look
Kevin. What hat?
the hat you left in the living room.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Much better. Movie magic, guys. So, thanks guys for coming over. I know it was sort of a last minute deal, even though I brought it up last week. We're going to embarrass Nick slightly, because I brought it up to Daniel wanting to come over, and I said, hey, you guys need to come over, but we need to figure out when.
Right.
And I said, hey, you're right there with Nick, figure it out. And then never heard anything back. And then at 4 a.m., he texts me, hey, when do you want us to come over? And Nick said around noon. I'm like, because someone, this one, forgot to even bring it up to me, tell me that y'all were coming over in the first place.
I planned a plan.
You planned a plan, and then much beer was had, probably other things, but it's all good. Somebody partied.
Yeah,
And
the last message I got
No-
is
no
you would
product
let me
placement
know
here.
if anything changed.
exactly. So, but we're going to talk Power Rangers. We're not just going to make fun of Nick. Yeah, don't set that on camera, stupid. So, we're going to try to do some fun stuff. Figure we'll be on camera a little bit so we can get expressions and stuff.
Yeah.
No reason. And yeah, this is about as dumb as it gets. And hopefully you guys can hear us okay. And I'll make sure I cut the spots where you're drinking, just for fun.
That's water.
But we can always cut back and forth. So guys, we obviously have a whole bunch of fun stuff on the table. Let's just do a quick rundown. We've got Legacy Titanus over here eating Wally. We've got the Solar Chogokin Megazord that is mine. We got the Legacy Megazord that is Dan's. We got the Legacy Dragonzord here, the Ninja Megazord and Falcon Zord that are mine, and the little bitty Solar Chogokin Megazord, which is awesome. So Dan brought a bunch of his stuff over. We're going to actually be reviewing that pretty soon. So thanks for that, because I needed more Power Ranger stuff to review. And it's because Nick, under the bus, buddy, under the bus.
I will bring it all.
Now, okay, I can't blame you for not bringing stuff this time, because a lot of it is at your mom's. And due to Harvey, it's sort of stranded there.
Yeah.
Though it's safe. It's safe, guys. It's safe.
Thanks a lot, Harvey.
To be
Thanks,
fair,
Harvey.
all this was at my mom's too.
See?
Yeah. No,
See,
so you're
I'm not-
honestly, that's a good thing though, because your place.
Yeah,
Okay,
my
guys.
place,
Sadly, little background. Dan here pretty much lost his entire place. So realistically, we've actually done some gunpla raising for him. So a few of the guys in the community have actually donated some gunpla, including myself,
Yeah.
to help him get back on his plastic building feet.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
To get back on his plastic feet. Puns.
On my plastic.
So there hopefully will be more to come. You know, the community
We all
knows
take
what
care of each
happened.
other.
We're going to try to take care of everybody. But thank God your Power Ranger stuff survived.
That and all my comics were at my mom's.
Oh, good God. Yes, thank you. That'd be awesome. Or that'd be terrible. Wrong way. I'm tired. It's been a long weekend already. You know. All right, so normally we do nerd news, stuff like that. We're going to skip that. Bless you! He goes, what? Somebody sneezes. You got to say bless you, right?
The wife sneezes.
The
It's
wifey
your soul
sneezed.
trying to escape.
Yeah, the soul was trying to escape of Chogokin.
Whoa.
But normally we do nerd news. We're going to do instead like some toy and updates and stuff like that, releases. The things that have just come out, things that are coming out soon and that we're drooling over, realistically, because we're all fans. So realistically, as you guys saw, the Power Sword came out very, very recently. Nick brought that over.
I love it.
It's actually really fun. Sadly, the box did not survive. The one thing he didn't remember to take out of his car. But the sword itself is cool. It's good.
That's the important part.
It is good. Do you have it mounted yet, or is it just chilling in your place?
It's chilling at my mom's place right
Okay.
now.
I figured it... Now, you have your Dragon Dagger and your Saba mounted on the wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to do something with the sword.
Yeah.
Even though it takes up significantly more real estate.
No. I have to redo that.
Yeah. Wait, don't you have that little door that's like for your AC vent? Or you can like just mount it?
Oh, at the apartment?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
That'd be interesting. I haven't been over there since you've re-renovated more or less. So we need to do some stuff from the Nick Cave one
The
day.
bachelor pad.
The Bachelor Pad. The Nick Cave.
Yes.
We had another name for it, but I forgot what it was. I remember it coming out on the last Nerdcast you were on. We called it something else. I forgot what it was, but we all laughed about it. But we had the Power Sword. We had the Black and Gold Titanus, which, as far as I've seen, hasn't hit our area.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it anywhere in Houston, but one of our main Toys R Us is flooded. Actually, 2 of them, I think, did. So hopefully they didn't have it. Or hopefully it was on the top shelf where it belonged.
That would have been a sad day.
Dude, the one in Humboldt, you know that thing had a lot of water in it,
Yeah.
right? That was sad. Because we were driving around like a couple days after Harvey and like we wanted to go see everything. And like, okay, let's run to Humboldt. And oh, man. I was like,
Best Buy got flooded.
yeah, all
Best
that.
Buy.
That entire strip center.
Yep.
All of it. Almost up to the mall.
Even Hobby Lobby on the other side.
Hobby Lobby on the other side.
I don't see how the comic shop didn't go under.
Oh,
I'm
The
glad
water
it-
never got that
I'm
high,
glad
though.
it didn't.
Well, the water never got that high.
Right.
It did get really high out there. Let's see what else is coming out. I've got my list over here, guys, so if I'm constantly looking off like a moron, that's what I'm doing. Oh, the Red Lion Fortress, or Lion
For Ninja
Fortress.
Steel.
For Ninja Steel. That giant thing.
That thing's huge.
This got to be one of the biggest Zords they've ever made.
Yeah.
Probably. And if you guys don't know, I'll have it up here on the screen. Hopefully it just bing.
Yeah, I
you know.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, here, let me bring it up for you to see. Excuse me. Because we have the computer. Oh, I need to go get the charger out of the living room.
Nerdcast.
By the way, Nick, I keep telling you, you need to get the repro labels for your Voltron.
Oh, I do, yeah.
They have all of them out now from repro labels.
I still love that.
And if you can't tell, I'm really trying to get repro labels to rep me. Yeah, look at this thing. Sorry.
Well, seeing it next to the kid shows it really how big it is.
Yeah.
Where's that image?
It's right underneath the row you're looking at, so just hit your down arrow.
Yeah, I left my mouse. Oh, yeah. That thing is enormous.
It's a toddler size.
Yeah.
Like,
And this
that's a grown kid too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the American version. The Japanese version's a little cooler. And this is actually what the Bullzord's weapons. So that's the Ultra Zord kind of combination. But yeah, the thing is, it's kind of ridiculous. The Sentai version is better as sounds and stuff.
Right.
But that's a given nowadays. We'll get into all that the difference between Sentai and Power Rangers stuff here because Daniel knows next to nothing Sentai wise, but Nick and I are definitely Sentai fans.
I love Sentai.
The movie coins are out. The Legacy movie coins. You said there's like a light up display for them.
Yeah, at least what I saw from whenever they were showing it at a lot of different shows.
Yeah.
Is there should be like an LED in the box or something.
Like the actual thing it comes in, it's a display case.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the new, because they have both they've re-released the normal Legacy coins.
Right.
Which I've seen in store. And I'm like, I don't really need those. It's just the shinier versions of what we already
they're
have
just
right
unweathered.
here.
Yeah, the weathered ones are cooler anyway.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Carlos just said never mind.
I have no clue what he's talking about right now.
But the Ninjetti coins are out, but
Yes.
once again, like Titanus, we haven't seen them in our area. I want the Ninjetti coins because I'm a Ninja fan, or the Ninja
Ninjetti
series. The Legacy movie helmet is out. I actually saw a few in store.
It's actually I've watched a few reviews on it. It looks really nice.
It looks nice, but helmet-wise, it's significantly less than the previous Red Ranger.
Right.
Because like the opening for the neck is like huge. Like,
Right.
You could put it on without opening it.
Well, and they don't have clips on it.
Yeah.
Either it's just a.
Yeah, it
Make
just
it
opens
apart.
up. I mean, it looks fine for the movie helmet. If you've seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I mean, it looks okay, but I think the movie stuff just needs to disappear. Like it just needs to stop. Because, and I brought this up to you, but you hadn't seen it either. But a Legacy type version of the Red Ranger sword from the movie.
Right.
I saw something somewhere, but that might have been a custom. Because they have the crappy foam ones, but I saw
Right.
something that was more significant.
If they had like a full size one, I'd be totally down with it.
Now, you know what's funny? The other day when we were shopping, we were in Target, and she picked up the movie sword, like the crappy one. She's
Oh,
like
yeah.
swinging it around, and then she found out it like made noises.
Yay!
So the wife is sitting there playing with some Power Ranger stuff. She's like, "I like Power Rangers." Like, no, it's
Not
like,
that one.
you like playing with that toy, but
Not
you don't
that
necessarily like that. No. What else is out right now? We got some new Legacy figures,
Yeah, I
either
think
out or on the way.
they've been doing really good with all the Legacy figure waves.
Yeah, the movie ones were the last ones that just came out.
Yeah.
But then they also have the
I think it's Zeo or Dino
they have
Thunder.
the then and now ones, right, or whatever it's called, where they have the original and then the movie version.
They're redoing the Mighty Morphin series because everybody was like having a fit that none of them came with their weapons.
Yeah.
So they have the metallic versions of them now with their weapons.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So if you guys weren't down with like the Rangers and the whole Zord or build a figure,
Yeah.
you can now get the line again with all their weapons.
Speaking of that, a review we did but never got made. Your San Diego Comic-Con Red Ranger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't actually do that, but you sold that, right?
I had to, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you need. I know you
But
did.
it was a fantastic figure.
That was a fantastic figure, and it came with the what was it?
It came with the sword for the Build-A-Figure.
That's right. It came with the actual Megazord sword. That's
and
right.
it came with his own
Power sword.
as well.
So yeah, that's cool if we actually get the new Legacy figures because the regular Legacy ones blow out the shelf, Mighty Morphins.
Yeah.
You can't keep those except Yellow Ranger because nobody wants Trini.
Blue's really
I'm looking
hard.
at you. People who don't want Trini.
Blue's really hard to find, I know. Blue and pink.
The Billies, yeah. But the thing is, the fact that they were releasing them staggered, like, okay, here's 3, and then we're going to release 2 from the next series, and then here's your other 2, and here's your Green Ranger.
And it looks like, from what I saw on the San Diego Comic-Con panel, that's how they're going to keep doing it with every series.
That's so dumb, though. Like, give us all the ones from every season.
Right.
You know, hold on to the 6th Ranger if you're going to do it. Release that as a front of the next wave.
Right.
Just do it that way. But, like, very recently, I've been seeing them show up at Walgreens.
Yeah.
So that my local Walgreens right down the street actually has the White Ranger on the shelf. And I thought about it, but it's not worth, to me, it's not worth $20.
Right.
I don't know if that's the standard price or that's the Walgreens price, but total side note, I forgot which Walgreens it was because we went to like 3 of them recently. They had the Dragon Ball Superstars figures from Bandai.
Oh, wow. The new ones?
Yeah, but they're not super new, but they had Super Saiyan Vegeta and Final Form Frieza.
That's hilarious.
I was like, if there was all of them here,
I would
different story.
Right.
But I don't want the Shenron Build-A-Figure. That's kind of neat, but
Right.
you know, you got to buy all 6 just to get all of
Shenron.
that. But you know, and then you got either way.
Everybody's
Total
trying to
side
do all
note.
this Build-A-Figure stuff.
And a lot of times it's cool. I mean, Marvel, DC does it.
The completionists will go out and buy each one just to have the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah,
instead of
if
just
the-
buying their favorite.
If the
Right.
Build-A-Figure is worth it, you don't even care about the other things.
Right.
So I know Bobby Skullface does that sometimes. Unboxing art. Art, what's up, buddy? Nobody watches his stuff. I feel bad. Go, guys, go watch Unboxing Art. He does every freaking figure that comes out. It's so awesome. He's even buying the bootlegs because he's got this one company that makes amazing bootlegs.
Nice.
Yeah, like does the Marvel and DC figures, but like gives them more detail, gives them like all the stuff they're supposed to have.
Huh.
So it's actually good. Like,
Right.
He's not buying like crap bootlegs. He's buying good bootlegs.
Right.
Where it's really hard to find some of those ones.
You know you're
'Cause
going to get some hate messages.
I don't
now
care. Like I mean,
from non-third party, third party.
non-third party, third party. Anyways, there's always a difference between third party and bootleg, and I've done that discussion. What else have we got? Oh, you brought this up. I didn't even know about it. The Psycho Ranger Legacy figures.
I'm actually psyched up. So I'm not a Legacy collector. Yeah. For the figures, at least. But I do want the Psycho Rangers because those are awesome.
I think that was like the biggest demand out of anything was
Yeah.
give us the Psycho Rangers and then give us the Shogun Megazord.
Yeah. Those were the...
Shogun.
The Psycho Rangers were probably some of the coolest, most unique villains you saw in any
And
Did you
series.
get down on some Aqua Rangers?
Rolls.
Yeah, but yeah. Dear Lord. But
Build a figure with the Aqua Rangers.
yeah, but technically they're the only real evil ranger group.
Right.
And of course they're evil clones, more or less, or were they
Right.
robots? I forgot technically what they were.
They were like evil alien robot.
Because I think they were partially robotic, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember, they were for the In Space,
They were for the In Space series.
but then they come back for Lost Galaxy, or Pink did.
Pink
Psycho
came
did.
back for Lost
Because it was
Galaxy.
the only one that survived.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those
She
are,
was extra salty.
and then had the sword. But yeah, that's what you were telling me, that like,
Yeah,
okay,
so it's really cool. Shoki's not a fan of the
I'll believe it one way or
the
the other.
separate lines coming out, but what they're doing is they're putting out 4 of the Psycho Rangers.
Yeah.
With the Build-A-Figure, with the 6th Ranger from space, the
So
Silver Ranger.
Yeah.
So their Build-A-Figure is going to be Alpha 5, which is really cool for any of you who are
That's cool.
huge fans of Alpha. That'll be a fun Build-A-Figure.
Would it be Alpha
But-
6 though?
It might be Alpha 6.
But I mean, it'd be cool. Well, they didn't give us an Alpha 5. Yeah, they did. Wasn't there an Alpha 5 in the Legacy line already?
Yeah.
So this might be an Alpha 6.
Yeah.
Because that was in space.
He kind of looks like a Funko Pop once you put them together.
I have the Alpha Funko.
There you go. But what they're doing is
It's out there.
Oh,
with
okay.
the
It's in my
pink
pop collection.
Psycho Ranger is they're giving her personal weapon, but then the weapon she got in the Lost Galaxy.
That evil sword thing
Yeah.
that killed Kendricks.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool.
I don't know why I just crossed myself.
Hey, she
It
was
doesn't
hot.
matter. The first Ranger to die. But we'll talk about that later when we get into favorite seasons.
Yeah, but I thought that was really cool the way they were doing that.
Yeah, no, that's actually pretty neat. And I'll probably get the Psycho Rangers, not gonna lie. They're
I love
so
the Psycho
awesome.
Rangers.
Because they just look like evil vampire
Yeah.
dudes. Like, I mean, because we've gotten usually the bad Ranger, or the jerk Ranger, or the turned evil Ranger. These were made evil from the beginning. And
Well, to be fair, you had the buddies that were turned into Rangers. Yeah, you had evil Rangers.
they were
and
like
Mighty
clones
Morphin.
of them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're putties. They weren't.
Yeah, they weren't like.
They weren't a
as good.
full-on Ranger
Yeah.
team. On
Even
their
when I
own.
was a kid, when I saw the Psycho Rangers, I was like, this is low-key really cool.
So we got.
I like them.
So wait, where did? Because Lightspeed Rescue was it? Yeah, Lightspeed Rescue had no SPD. SPD had the Alpha Squad, that was bad.
That was super janky, though, because that was just the in-space suits with, like, a whole bunch of, like,
It was,
accessories.
but that was funny. But
Yeah.
but I mean, the fact that they turned evil,
Right,
for
right,
whatever reason. I don't remember what the reasoning was, but you know that was another version of a whole other squad of Rangers that went bad.
Right.
You know. But like I said, the Psycho Rangers were evil to begin with.
Yeah.
They didn't have a green one though.
No. But they were
They
really
needed
cool.
a green Psycho.
I really enjoyed them. They were cool.
Because even the silver, being the sixth one, just was a silver thing. There was nothing special about him.
No, so the silver, it wasn't actually a Psycho Ranger. They had made him made up a suit for him
Yeah.
to go undercover, kind of. And then all of
Oh.
a sudden, like, he took off his helmet. He's like, "Psych, I'm not a Psycho Ranger." Because all of them were like, "You're not a Psycho Ranger. Nobody told us about you."
Oh, so
Yeah.
that's even better. So it's a meta
Yeah,
deal in and of itself.
pretty much.
That's cool.
Which I low-key hope they come out with a silver Psycho Ranger figure, even though he wasn't, like, a real Psycho Ranger.
It'll be a P Bandai.
God. First American PB&I.
All right, guys. So last two things we're very excited about: legacy weapons.
Oh,
that
yeah.
are coming. The Golden Power Staff and the Zeonizer.
Which looks super primo.
Yeah. So the Gold Power Staff, which I forgot it opened up and extended and all that.
Right.
So that thing's actually pretty cool. I never had one as a kid. They had one back in the day.
Yeah. I never had it
I
either.
had a cheap one that didn't extend.
Yeah.
So it's just
You
like
have
a
the
giant
cheaper
wand.
one. Yeah, see, by the time Zeo was around, it was in that weird section where I was like a preteen. And like,
And you were like,
It
I
was-
low-key want it, but...
it was like buying the Zords are one thing, buying the actual
Prop weapons?
prop weapons, which back then they were really janky anyway. Well, actually, the Blade Blaster, yeah, face palm. The Blade Blaster was actually pretty cool, and I never bought it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I saw it on the shelf a lot, and I never bought it. And it was with the Morpher,
Right.
so it was
Because that's the only
it
way
was-
you could get it
Yeah, it
back
was
then.
the combo, and I was like, I was saving the money for the Zords, so I never bought that. So
I wish they would just release the entire Mighty Morphin line. I'd go and buy them all.
what's that?
The weapons.
Oh yeah, they're getting there.
Okay.
They'll
I want
do
a
it in
giant-
they'll do it
giant
in the
power
website.
axe. You just walking
I
around
just
with a
want-
giant power axe.
I just
Yeah.
want to put it together and have it all displayed.
Yeah, everybody wants to have the what was it just called, the Power Blaster? What was
I
it?
think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
You think we would know that? We're Power Rangers
Because
fans.
the axe
We're s-
turned into a gun.
They turned into the rifle, but he never used it like that individually.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah.
He actually
Several
shot
times.
with it?
Yeah.
I don't recall that.
A couple times. They even do it in Gokaiger.
Cut to a clip.
I'm gonna find out what this is all about. Man, you're one messed up looking cat.
Told you so.
Whatever. Okay, so I'll either need that or I won't. See, that's why it's kind of fun to be on camera
He
too.
totally did. Because Zach was like under the radar, probably my second favorite Ranger.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and roll into the first topic now that we've talked about all the cool stuff that was coming up.
Yeah.
So let's just start off real easy. Favorite seasons: Power Rangers, Sentai, whatever. Let's go Power Rangers because most people are gonna be watching this.
Right.
Prefer Power Rangers. Nick, you go first. You're the youngest here.
I love Turbo.
It's Mighty Morphin or bust. Mighty Morphin all the way.
Okay, so we know where you go. You're definitely Mighty Morphin fan.
He's the purest
There's
in the
no,
group.
There's no problem.
That's
That's
I'm
okay.
the-
It's
I'm the
okay.
elitist.
There's no elitist. 3 seasons only. Screw the rest. So
He's like,
you love your Turbo.
yeah.
You love your Turbo because what'd you tell me earlier? You really love the fact they had cars.
Yeah,
and
so
all
like
that.
when Turbo came out, I want to say I was like probably 7 or 8
Mhm.
at the time. So like Cars and Power Rangers, I was like, yes, everything about this is great. And then that was also one of the first few seasons where most of the actors had already been rotated out after that as well.
Yeah, because that was pre-In Space.
Yeah, because even Zeo, you still had Tommy and Kat, and Turbo was the first one where everybody got rotated out, and we had a new cast.
Well, Tommy Oliver was still the Red Ranger in Turbo.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was still around.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I'll speak nicely of Turbo. I didn't dislike it. It was relatable. He had the kid that turned into a ranger.
Justin.
Right. Yeah.
Though a lot of people had problems with that. Like, they really didn't dig it.
As a kid, I thought it was awesome.
Well, that's what's one thing that people were hoping. Like, look, you got a kid who actually gets to become a Power Ranger.
Right.
When
you have every kid watching the show, and you're just like, I want to be that.
Because Ex Machina.
Right.
And he pulled a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He just changes to adult mode whenever he morphs.
Right.
Yeah, we're going there. So, but I love the Turbo Megazord, and I'm sad that I sold mine to David.
Oh yeah.
I know I needed the money, because Shoki always needs money. But I need to get it back from him just to review, because I love the Turbo Megazord toy.
Right.
It was so good. Did you? Well,
Yeah.
you already told me.
Oh.
I never put hands
Well,
on
it was so cool because the Turbo Megazord had all those vehicles, and it had so much die-cast built in.
Yeah, because the bumpers and stuff for the truck were die-cast, and those are the unique connections.
Yeah.
But most of the time, and that's why I wish I could review it, the legs, the two SUVs, toy-wise, they look like something from McDonald's.
Right.
They were solid plastic, they had no detail, but then you got to something like the red one, and it had like all the detail to it.
Right.
Of course, the white/pink one, because it looked more white than pink.
Right.
And just splits in two. But I love the fact, like, you combine them all, you could do almost like the tank mode for the original Megazord.
Right.
Combine them all and you just roll down the thing. And, like, the interplay with it, that, one, you had a Megazord. That's awesome in itself. But you also had toy cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so drawn to it when I was a kid. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I was in that phase where Hot Wheels was awesome, Matchbox was awesome. So I was like, everything is in this one show that I want right now.
The thing that sucked for me was that was the last old school Megazord I got.
Right.
Because I had Zeo. I had all Zords from Zeo. But I only had the Turbo Megazord. I never got the Super Turbo. I never got anything past that.
This is when the toy lines were still good, too.
And they were good. Like, Super Turbo Megazord was awesome.
Yeah.
Because, what was it? Construction equipment and stuff like that.
So it
bigger
was all like jobber vehicles. So you had a fire truck, you had a dump truck.
And that wasn't... Because it was very similar to the SPD... Or no, the Lightspeed Rescue Megazord.
Right.
Very similar designs.
Well, and the Super Turbo Megazord, they also turned into their own individual
Did they? I was about to say, they had their own individual robot modes.
So, I mean, when you're a little kid, you're like, so now they
got Transformers.
Yeah.
I got
normal little cars. They all combine and everything. So, yeah, they were going very, very
and I was a huge
that.
Transformers fan when I was a kid, too. So, I was like, I have an action figure, I have a car, and a bigger action figure. What do I want?
Just a little bit. Get center frame. There you go.
So that's why
you need to be framed better. There was too much weight on this side.
Turbo was awesome. Plus, I loved all the
Tilting
helmets.
Tilting the camera. What?
I loved all the helmets in Turbo.
Oh yeah, Turbo, the car.
I like the
helmets.
headlights on the.
The headlights on the helmets.
Yes,
that was cool.
And you had the bumpers like outlining the visors.
That was always a great part, of course, from the Sentai version, Car Ranger. It made a lot of sense that everything was car themed.
Right.
So this is like Turbo was one of the ones, because we had 3 seasons of regular Mighty Morphin.
Mm-hmm.
Zeo changed things up
Mm-hmm.
because in Ninja they didn't change. They looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
Here, of course, over there not so much.
Right.
Which was Z Ranger.
Z Ranger. Yeah.
That was the original. That was Mighty Morphin. What was Die Ranger? Die Ranger.
It was Die Ranger.
Die Ranger was
that.
Thunder. Then I forgot what the actual ninja was.
Oh, it was Haku Ranger.
Yeah, Haku. There we go.
Haku, yeah.
Haku Ranger. So, but anyways, this is where we get into the Super Sentai. You gotta remember.
So many names.
You gotta remember we were off by there was.
I think
like
Z Ranger was like
Z Ranger was
15. I think.
15 was like the 15th thing. So by the time we got Power Rangers here, they were 15 series in.
See, I knew it wasn't the first
Because they were going one. They were
I know
going one
they
for
were that
one.
far in. That's crazy.
Every year was a new
Well, and
series.
for the first, I want to say like 3 or 4 seasons that were Sentai.
Yeah.
They actually didn't consider those Sentai.
Yeah, they weren't
until,
Super
like,
Sentai technically. They
Yeah,
were their own
until
thing.
like 5-6 years ago, they were like, all right.
They rolled them into their own continuity later.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird.
But we also created our own continuity here, like you probably know that. Whereas G Ranger is where we started. and then we rolled in Die Ranger with a whole new story that had nothing to do with Die Ranger. That's how we got the White Ranger in here.
Right.
And we never even got those outfits from the rest of Die Ranger, which I
Yeah.
thought would have been really cool. Now that I've seen what they look like,
Die Ranger was a really cool season.
they have some cool outfits. Guys, go look it up. If not, I'll have it on the screen.
It's a whole
right here
Kung
in front of
Fu
Dan's
season
face.
if you guys like Kung Fu
Boom!
stuff.
Right there in front of Dan's face.
Yeah.
Pretend to look at the backside of a sign. You wouldn't see it anyways because you're on it. Peek up over it.
But yeah,
This is
Turbo
fun
was
part.
awesome.
Turbo's good. Okay, so go ahead. Spiel about Mighty Morphin. What's your favorite?
This is what I grew up on. I remember the episodes, new TV show coming out this fall.
Yep.
And watching them brand new as they're rolling out. I remember getting in trouble when the Green Ranger was getting released. This is before I knew you had to buy things from stores because I'm still a little kid, right? They had a TV guide with the Green Ranger on the front of it.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
I grabbed it and started to just walk out with it. I was
Dude.
like, oh, hey. I thought it was a take one free.
Yeah.
And just walked out the door.
It is a TV guide.
And then she came out, and luckily we knew the lady for years. Like,
Yeah.
she knew my family. And she chased me down on the sidewalks, like, you have to pay for that. I was like, oh.
Well, you know
I
what's,
just want this one page, lady.
Yeah, can I
you know what? You know what's so funny thinking back on it? Power Rangers was so big then. When a new Ranger was coming in, it was a TV event.
Yeah.
It was huge.
The White Ranger reveal was an event.
Well, because we
My-
like,
and the leading up to the Who is the White Ranger. Remember that? Because they gave us they gave it a break.
yeah,
My mom knew before I did. Because she had, I guess, read it in the TV
Yeah.
guide or whatever. And would tease me about it. She's like, I know who the White Ranger is.
Are you sure she knew?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Because she watched the episode with me.
Yeah.
So that she could see my reaction.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember.
So my parents would not have watched any of that with me. They had
'Cause
no
I was-
concept.
no, that was a
I
huge
was-
event
I
because
was
we had
all
the Green
over it,
Ranger
yeah.
for so long, and everybody was super sad when we lost him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was,
And then
the
Zordon's
first-
like, "We're working on a new Ranger," and like that. I remember seeing that scene where who was it?
Alpha.
Billy. Was it Billy who was
Billy and
looking-
Alpha built the White Ranger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't remember who was looking down through the vent.
It was.
And you could see, I think he was on like a table. Or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
but it
And
was
it
like
had
in the
the
floor.
fog
It was so
rolling
dumb.
up.
They had the bright white lights coming out of the floor, and he had no mantle or anything like that. He was just working on him.
Yeah,
It's like that's a little odd. That
And you were
that's
just
how
like-
make new Rangers.
And I remember for the release, she had like my first watch was the White Ranger watch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I remember, I had his Zord spoiled for me. Like, you knew nothing about it. We had no information because remember we had that break. Like
Mhm.
I think it was like 6 weeks. It was a good sized break from the teaser to the reveal.
right, because they were finishing it up.
Yeah. So, which wasn't Nintendo, obviously not Nintendo Power. Was one of those magazines, gaming mags back in the day. It was
Oh.
Game Informer's super old.
It might have been
Nintendo
Game
Power.
Informer or whatever the PlayStation one. No, it wasn't PlayStation, pre-PlayStation, so it was Game Informer. So they had a enter to win sweepstakes, and it was winning the White Ranger's stuff.
Right.
And that's how I found out that he had a Tiger Zord, because it said it.
Ah.
They told you what he was getting ahead of time.
Right.
They didn't go no details or anything. Just said White Tiger Zord, a deluxe White Tiger Zord. So you could win the figure because it came together, the figure and the Zord. You could win that.
Just like when they did the Dragon Zord.
Yeah, they did it for the initial release of the White Tiger Zord. They did the same thing. Which, by the way, I found one in a flea market not long ago, and it was ragged out. I almost bought it.
I remember you telling me
Yeah,
about
it was
that.
so bad. It looked good. The box was in good condition. The White Ranger was only a little bit cracked. A little bit of a sun fade. But opened it up, it was torn up. But he had one on the shelf that was also torn
And
up.
it was a full
It was.
size.
It was.
figure?
Yeah, it was the full size.
Was it a flip head?
No, it was the full
Oh,
size, almost like Barbie size
Right.
Rangers. They did those.
Because
back
that's when
then.
they were
Oh,
doing that
okay.
size.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but he came with the
Okay.
Tiger Sword.
That's
But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, like I said, it got spoiled on me for that. Like, it's funny that you guys went really old on your favorites, because I would say it would either be
It's just the nostalgia.
it's a nostalgia factor, but I loved Time Force and Lost Galaxy.
Those
I
were
liked
good.
Lost Galaxy a lot.
See, I think those are my favorites. Like, I can't go full
Well, and those
nostalgia
were-
factor, though I loved Mighty Morphin. I always
Lost
will.
Galaxy was the first one that was like outside of Earth, and you were finally like getting a whole new like.
Because In Space went out, but not super far.
They still
They
came
were
back
still
to Earth to hang
Earth-based.
out.
Yeah, they were Earth-based, but they branched out. But yeah, you're right. Lost Galaxy, they literally went out into the galaxy.
Right.
And then, of course, did we get Lost Galaxy before, after, the heck?
Like Lightspeed.
No, what are the animals? I'm drawing a blank here.
You talking about the galaxy animals?
Yeah.
The
Well, the Galaxy Beast. That's Galaxy Force. No, the other one. We talked about it earlier. Not Jungle Fury. The other one with all the animals.
all of them
Jesus.
had animals. Okay.
Why am I drawing a blank on this? Because they did a
Wild Force.
Wild Force.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
okay.
was Wild Force before or after Lost Galaxy? I don't remember.
after.
Because it was the better red
Yeah.
lion. Okay. Yeah, because that was full CG.
Yeah,
That's right. Okay.
'Cause
I'm going to
Wild-
cut all of that
Wild
conversation
Force
out.
was after Time Force.
Yeah.
That's when they
right.
were throwing Force into like all.
Everything is Force.
Everything.
Force it.
How do we
I
make
s-
it sound awesome?
Yeah.
I still
Force,
love.
yeah.
I still love the Lost Galaxy.
Lost-
cops or military.
Yeah,
wearing
you
the
brought that up.
Starship Trooper uniform.
Yeah.
Because
So
they needed money left over from the
There's
movie.
like that show, and there's like 3 other shows that use those uniforms.
So
Yeah.
if you ever see one for sale,
Yeah.
somewhere,
They seriously got a lot of
I
mileage.
want you to
Oh, yeah.
send me a Facebook message.
Go on
'Cause I
the
want
other
one.
prop forums. They got all kinds of stuff.
Mm.
And I bet they're cheap. Because they've been through 4 different
I love
shows.
them. They're awesome. As long as it's not tore up.
You know what? I feel like they even showed up on Stargate. Not the series. I think it was on SG-1.
Yeah.
I think they might have actually used those a little bit.
It was.
It was an aliens or another
Yeah.
Go
planet.
back and-
Anyways,
Anyway, it's total side.
Yeah.
But no, I don't get me wrong. We're all huge Mighty Morphin fans. Obviously.
well, and it just depends on like what appealed to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had said earlier I'm a symmetrical guy.
Yeah.
It's the most symmetrical Megazord you'll find.
The legs aren't even the same
But they
color.
It's still
The
that
Shogun
same shaped
Megazord
leg.
is significantly more.
It's
Which is more symmetrical, regular or Shogun? I'm asking you, Nick.
see,
I don't know.
Think about it.
They're not my favorites.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't like the Shogun Zords.
Okay, well here, let's just roll right into the next thing then. Well, side topic: favorite Zords, favorite Zords, and then favorite Megazord.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Favorite. You can go individual Zord or set of Zords.
Okay, we already know my answer for favorite Megazord.
Yeah, your standard
Favorite
original.
individual Zord by itself. I gotta go old school too. It's Dragon Zord.
Talk louder.
Dragon Zord all the way.
Okay, so obviously now, yeah, I think we're all good. That's going to be in the least top 5. Okay,
Yeah.
give us top 5s then. Make it easier. Go top 5s. Daniel, you do your top 5 first.
All right, so Dragon Zord first of all.
Number 1.
Second would be the Dragon Zord that the Red Ranger had because he turned into his own dude.
The Red Dragon Thunder
Yeah,
Sword. Yep,
which
that
I
was
thought,
a good
I
one.
thought that was cool. Probably Tiger Zord third, even though that's going to be an unpopular opinion. Most people would put it first or second.
But he also had the same things that the Red
Yeah.
Dragon went for. But he was a tiger.
Right.
Yeah, except he didn't get to surf on anybody like the Red Thunder Zord did.
But he got ridden by the Red Dragon Thunder Sword. Which I proved earlier the toys cannot do if you watch my reviews.
Oh no, that's funny.
Ping! Right there.
Let's see. Other than that,
I realize I'm off camera. There we go.
I don't know. I can't really go into a top.
You need
5
2
of
more. Come on,
favorites.
2 more Zords.
more?
Pull it out. Come on. Get out of Mighty Morphin. I know it's hard, but there's got to be...
It is hard because those are the best ones.
I
Nothing
mean,
else.
say even Team of Zords.
Team of Zords.
If you say Assault Team, I'm going to punch you. Thundersword Assault Team was awesome. Okay,
No,
so...
I'll go Thunder at that point as far as set of Zords individually. There was a lot of.
I will say that the Assault Team was nice that it did literally work together. They had their own separate purpose
Right.
from the main Zord. That was actually cool. I'm a fan of the Assault Team, yeah.
Assault Team. See, I don't know Assault Team.
That's what it was. Thundersword Assault Team.
Oh, that's what's
Just
it?
those
Okay.
4 together, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because they had their flight mode, their little... They teamed up together and then the Red Dragon won the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I don't remember the assault keyword.
Well, the main thing about that was the fact that the toys themselves were sold separately. You didn't buy the entire Megazord together until later.
Don't get
So-
me into money grabs.
It's sitting right in there.
Right.
Oh.
With the repro labels. You got one more.
One more.
One more. Pull it out. Come on. Give me something. Get out of Mighty Morphin. Or at least go into Ninja. Good lord.
Well, he's not a Zord, so I guess I can't say Ninjor.
I'll call him a Zord.
Yeah, because he turned into his own big dude.
He's technically a
Because
Zord.
I
at
did
that
like
range.
him. Oh, what was Lightspeed Rescue? The cop.
Oh,
What was he called? The robot guy.
are you talking about on Turbo, the
Was
the
it
Blue
was it
Centurion?
Turbo? Yeah,
The
there
Blue
we go.
Centurion? Because he had his own little transforming Zord, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, because
He was cool.
Turbo.
yeah, that was actually awesome. Yeah, Turbo Boy. Okay, you go.
All right, so definitely Turbo. The Turbo Megazord was awesome. It had a bunch of lights on it. It was cool, and its finisher was great.
Yeah.
Just because it started turning around, like they're just like.
Well, they also got the Mega Wheel later.
Yeah,
and you throw the wheel at people.
Right. So the Turbo Megazord, the Predazord from Wild Force was amazing.
High five.
That one was one of my top fives.
Predazord is so good.
Yeah.
That thing, I think that is, to me, it's like probably second to the Mega Dragon.
Yeah, I had that.
Or
I had that one
Battle
back in the day, and that thing was awesome. Because that's when other things were still die-cast parts and not Zord Builder crap.
True that, yo.
Yeah.
I didn't think about the Predazord,
Yeah. Not the Lightspeed Megazord, but the whole combination with the Max Solar Zord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lightspeed Max Solar Zord, yeah.
Yeah, with the train mode, too.
Yeah.
They all had to hook together. And
Pretty
go into
much.
space.
Because whenever they had to combine with the spaceship, that thing was just amazing.
Yeah.
It had a whole bunch of guns on it, and whenever you're a little kid, you're just like, how many guns does it have? A whole bunch?
Give it 2 more.
In.
Give it 2 more.
Yeah. So that one was great. I'm trying to think what else.
Need 2 more.
Gokaigers, the Gokaio, the Super Mega Force Zord.
Oh, yeah. The spaceship. The Legacy Megazord.
Yeah.
Or Legendary.
The Legendary Megazord here in America. Get this shit out of my face. Gokaio, because that's whenever you got to use all the different powers.
You like it because of its abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a Pirate Zord. Like, what? Like, come on now.
No, yeah, the Japanese version is cool.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing I hated about the American version, because, guys, I had those. I had the whole American lineup for Super Mega Force. They were so crap I wasn't going to review them, honestly. So I got rid of them.
It was horrible. But if you get your hands on the Gokaio...
the Sentai version, so good.
Yeah. I totally wish I had it.
And the fact that you could swap in the new legendary parts from different Zords of the past. Now, you didn't say it, but what about the new Q-Rex? From
that one's the Japanese toy is actually pretty cool.
Well, I just mean Zord-wise, though, because it was a combo of the original Q-Rex, the Dragon Zord,
and the Time Force powers. Yeah.
Well, no, that 3. It was a. Anyways, you got it.
So definitely the Gokaio is in there.
One more. Throw out one more good Zord.
Oh.
Storage is full, Nick.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, screw it. We got enough footage on that
the
side.
Gokaio for sure. And then I'll have to say I loved the Zeo Megazord.
Yeah.
The Zeo Megazord was cool.
So much chrome.
So much chrome, so many different helmets.
Yeah.
Which most of those that I named off were all playability.
It's probably full because you're using the SD card, not the onboard storage.
Very true, yeah.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my top 5.
All right. Now I guess it's my turn since I brought it up, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so...
Pressure.
Turbo Megazord at 2. I'm going to have to think about my number 1 for sure.
Right.
So Turbo Megazord at 2. Dragon Zord right behind that. I would say Wild Force Megazord.
Wild Force was cool.
Wild Force Megazord is really cool. Plus, I liked the aspect those things had their own personality in a way.
Right.
Something you didn't say, the Megaship.
Oh, the Astro Megaship.
The Astro Megaship or Astro Megazord. One of the only Megazords that was a thing to itself.
Right.
Actually, that was the whole deal about
that. Was the cool thing about Space is they had, before they even had like their own separate Zords, they did a lot of like just separate Zords by themselves.
Yeah.
Because they had the Astro Megaship,
the
Delta,
yeah.
And then even the 6th Ranger got the Mega Winger.
The Mega Winger, but that was way later, and that thing was
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget the Titanus that they had.
What was that one?
You don't remember the In-Space Titanus?
Oh, that was a horrible toy.
That was the worst version of it.
God, you would have burned it. You would have just taken it. So what they did is they took Titanus.
They took the base of Titanus
and they retrofitted the front to look like a spaceship.
Yeah, so the feet were gone, and they stuck a spaceship right here. And I think they plugged into it the way they used to. Weird. It was so garbage.
And then it was you were supposed to put in the Mega Voyager into it. And I was just like...
Which the Mega Voyager was pretty good too, but I didn't like the individual Zords.
Yeah.
Because one of them was just literally a
spit. That thing looked like it was made by Fisher-Price.
It did. Okay, so I need 2 more.
2 more.
Now I gotta think. You know what? I'm going Shogun at the bottom.
Shogun was great.
Well, actually, you know what? Screw it. 2 together. Ninja Mega Falcon Zord and Shogun Megazord together. Because those are awesome in and of themselves. But top favorite period.
There's 3 of them sitting in front of you.
Yeah, I know you want me to say original Megazord, which I'm not gonna. I'm trying not to give into nostalgia. I'm trying to give some kind of an objective opinion. It's hard.
Give in to your feelings.
I already gave it a Dragon. Give into your feelings.
Give into
no. I mean, there's so many damn seasons. Single individual Zord though.
Trying to think what's out right now.
I just need. I guess because I'm going by what I saw because I haven't seen every series. Because the other ones are easier to figure out, but trying to rank above that's even harder.
Right. You know what was a cool one if I had to switch out my Predazord was the Kong Megazord. Whenever he had,
Kongazord.
The Kongazord.
So Wild Force had three amazing Megazords.
Yeah.
Those are awesome. Actually, just the Rangers, but then you also got the Isis Megazord,
which was awesome.
And then you also got the what was the king, the god Megazord?
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about? What was his name? It was
I think in Japan it was like Gao God.
Yeah, it would have been Gao.
Because it was like the Gao King.
Yeah,
which
Gao
was
King
Wild
was
Force,
Wild
but
Force
it's pretty
Megazord.
much like instead of the regular shark, it had a saw, like one of those saw nose sharks.
Yeah.
It was a leopard instead of a tiger.
What was his name though? He had a Animus.
Animus
Megazord, because it just looked so much cooler. Hopefully, I'm pulling all these things up on the screen. And yeah, we lost footage over here on next phone.
That day.
And you got messages.
All the messages.
All the messages. Dang it! I still need a top one.
So before coming to America, was there a Zord before Titanus that wasn't piloted by a Ranger?
Oh, I'm sure there were plenty.
Technically
speaking, the Falcon Zord wasn't even a Zord. It was actually a holy beast animal, something like that.
It's a whole own thing.
It just worked with them.
That's why the Ninja Megazord and everything worked out here in America is because they had 5 Zords, and they're like, all right, this Falcon's gonna be the 6th one for the White Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Fine, because I can't think of anything else. I'll just go with the original Mighty Morphin Megazord, Dino Megazord, as it were.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to think of one because there's plenty that were really awesome. Oh, you know what? Screw it. No. That's going to be...
No, you said it.
No, okay. That's top.
You said it.
Fine,
it's too far gone.
Fine. I forgot because I mentioned it earlier and you know I love it. Fine. Special honors or honorable mention. Super Train Megazord.
Super Train.
Super Train.
Yes.
Because it's the biggest Megazord that ever was up until recently. So I love the train aspect to it. I love the fact you could store the other Zords inside it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that would...
Well, then everything had functionality with it. Like, even the Max Solar Zord.
Yeah.
Whenever I had both the toys, because the Max Solar Zord flipped out the little hook, and it could tow.
It could tow all the trains.
All the trains, yeah.
But you know you could actually... I don't think it was for the Deluxe, but they actually had the base where everything would come out and line up.
So, side note.
Yeah.
Who wins? Dino Megazord or Voltron?
If you're going by Death Battle, Voltron.
Really?
Yeah,
I have
because
to go back and I didn't know
he's significantly more powerful than the
I have to go
Megazord.
back and watch it.
Even though he's smaller than the Megazord,
As
he's
much as I love the
significantly more
Dino
powerful.
Megazord, Voltron.
Yeah, go back and watch the Death Battle.
Okay.
No link in the description down below. No, seriously, they did a very good job animating it, and they got all kinds of celebrity voices for the Rangers and the Paladins. But they used a more modern Voltron.
Okay.
So it looked really good, but they did a really good rendition of the Megazord. But Megazord was like kicking ass for the longest time, but then eventually Megazord will run out of power. But that's also, watching that show is how I learned that, even though it was never talked about in the series, the Power Sword was always orbiting Earth.
Makes sense.
That's why they just called it...
Fell through the sky.
That's right, it always came from the sky. It was always in orbit.
The God Horn.
Yeah. And then they would summon it, and then, they could use it to boost their own power, reflect attacks back.
I wish they would have used the lightning horn more, at least the American
They used it, like, what, 3 times, roughly?
It's not very often.
No.
Yeah.
Just like they needed more footage of the Zords doing their own thing.
Okay, let's go off on a small tangent here, since we're talking Zords. Favorite bad guy Zord? Ever.
Oh.
Like, it has to be an evil Zord.
Well,
not converted.
I gave mine earlier, Zed's...
Serpentera.
Serpentera
is pretty.
Serpentera is almost like a carrier that never happened. That's definitely one of the biggest.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, you could say Predazord, technically, but it wasn't always... It was evil to begin with.
It was just contaminated.
But then it was contaminated, but eventually it got healed.
Yeah.
I was thinking Rita's Zord. The one that they eventually had to use the Ultra Sword to take down.
Oh yeah,
But what was it called? Because it kept evolving. Remember, they kept fighting it. It kept evolving, and they couldn't defeat it because they had the big floating, spiky head floating above it.
Dude, that's talking about baddies of monsters. That's probably
That thing was top because they barely beat it.
Oh, favorite bad guy Zord was what's his name from? So I know you hate this series, but it was actually a cool bad guy Zord. Was the Mystic Force?
Yes.
Yeah. Where he combined with the horse, that was actually cool. Centaurus, yeah.
One of the Centaurus Megazords. Yeah.
I just don't like how Mystic Force was done here then, because of the whole magic wands and look at my cape.
That's a really good segue into least favorite or worst series that we know of. Now I'm going to go first because I haven't written down the ones that I disliked. Operation Overdrive, just didn't dig it. Wasn't even interested.
Yeah.
Jungle Fury, I started watching, but once they got into they did that weird thing where they had only three.
See, Jungle Fury was good, but when it got too cheesy is when it got stupid.
It was cheesy right off the bat, though. Now, okay, I've already told you guys, I hated the Sunglass Morpher idea.
Oh, I know.
I thought that was stupid, and how this dude who knows everything about the Power Rangers and somehow taps into the morphing grid, makes his own Power Rangers and owns everything. He had to make his own Zords. He's just a dude who owns a juice bar or whatever he did. Or
it was a pizza place.
Couldn't remember. So they should have just gone Samurai Pizza. It was just Samurai Pizza Cats done as Power Rangers.
Yeah. Which,
by the way, somebody just reviewed the Samurai Pizza Cats mech. They've got recently released. No, it was awesome. Because it had its Sphinx mode. It had its robot mode, everything. Anyways.
Right.
So Jungle Fury was like the downslope for me. Because I just couldn't stand it. And then they had RPM, couldn't watch. And then Megaforce and Super Megaforce. Compared to the Sentai. Because I started getting into the Sentai then, and it was so much better. Like, Nick hates it, obviously.
That's where my Sentai purist starts. Yeah. So I understand him with that part. But where they try to do all of it, I'm like,
now, if I had to go into more of the earlier eras, I would say that I really didn't dig... what is it? Not Ninja Thunder. What is it?
Ninja Storm?
Ninja Storm.
I loved the Ninja Storm.
No, that's one of my least favorites. It's not terrible by any means.
Right.
I liked the characters. They had a lot of good development.
Crap, I totally forgot about Ninja Storm.
Yeah.
My top fives.
Okay, we'll throw it in there just real quick. We'll edit. We'll fix it in post.
The whole combination thing was amazing.
Yeah, they kept once they added all the Zords together, including the Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about the fact they basically copied the Beetleborgs into that?
Yeah.
But actually, there was another series entirely that legit had one of the Beetleborgs' entire suits as a bad dude. But I don't remember which series it was.
It was Wild Force, because that was our 10th season.
I think
it was our 10th season. So that in Japan they do their whole anniversary show.
Yeah.
So in Japan they did Forever Red.
Yes.
So they had like 20 seasons. So it was awesome. Yeah. And you were like, cool. Wild Force, we only had 10 Red Rangers, and you were like,
and that was enough. Let's be honest.
Tommy was there and Jason was there, so it was great. But what they did was they were like, oh no, the Machine Kingdom's coming back, and they took the Beetleborg suits and made them at least sentient beings, and they were bad guys.
It was the green and the red.
Yeah,
if I recall, but there was not the blue one. But yeah, they were bad guys. It was like, first of all, we grew up watching this. Why are the Beetleborgs fighting the Rangers? They weren't even in the same universe.
So when I watched Forever Red, I was like...
Really? So that's your biggest complaint? Not the Power Ranger Ninja Turtle crossover?
No, that was bad. We're forgetting about
it. The space...
It was... Yeah, it was in space.
It was in space.
Okay, first of all, we're not even talking about that series. God. One of Saban's hugest failures ever. We're just ignoring it. Now, the Power Rangers...
you can't ignore history. You can't ignore history because then you're doomed to repeat.
I can take down every statue I want. Went there.
I liked America's Kamen Rider.
Okay. No, I liked Master Rider. I thought it was a good series, but they didn't go very far. Won 2 seasons?
I think they only did 1 season.
I think they did 2 because he came back and he got some upgrades. Oh, he got like 2 or 3 upgrades. But then it just died. It didn't have the popularity that Power Rangers did, but they did go to Miranoi.
Yeah.
When they fought him there before he ever came to Earth. I thought that was cool. Though timeline-wise, I think that was after he had already started the series. I can't remember though.
Uh-huh.
Somebody look it up. I always gotta tell those people to look it up.
Somebody will do it.
But I like those crossovers when it actually was a good Saban series.
Right.
7. So other worst. You say your worst, Nick.
Samurai, horrible.
You hated Samurai?
I hated
the
Samurai.
acting.
I love was it Shurikenja
Yeah.
in Japan? So that's when I started getting into Sentai was Samurai.
Well, I guess technically that was a good place.
So I couldn't stand Samurai, I couldn't stand Megaforce, I couldn't stand Super Megaforce.
No, I hated the fact that everything is now it's normal season and super season.
Right.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Just give us a new series.
Right.
Or okay, if they
So we'll just loop those in together. So Samurai, Megaforce was horrible.
we'll just say those 4 series because they were all together.
RPM I couldn't stand.
Okay, now hold on. Before you go too far, I want to argue that Samurai had great Zords.
Well, yeah, I love the origami Zords.
Although the 6th Ranger, the Sushi Ranger, was a little weird.
Yeah, I love the Zords from Samurai because I love that series from Japan.
Yeah.
It's just these are horrible. The acting.
I thought Jaden, I think that was his name.
Jaden.
I hated that guy.
Yeah.
I hated that guy as an actor. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. And I think it was on purpose. I think he's a better actor than that, but he was given such garbage to work with that he just made it bad on purpose.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, and I know people are going to be yelling at the screen right now. I don't care. I love you.
Yeah. RPM was terrible. What else?
I just had to randomly pet Dan.
I'm gonna throw
Okay, stay away from the Sentais, though, but go.
I'm gonna throw in Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel's.
Okay, Ninja Steel, even though it's the most recent, I haven't seen it, but just the stuff I have seen.
Yeah.
I'm judging mostly from the toys.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the...
Judging from the toys and from the reviewers that I've watched,
Ninja Steel's-
nobody's liking Ninja Steel.
Ninja Steel's trash.
They thought it was a good plan when they started it, and it's just gone downhill since.
And
the
then-
toys are garbage. I won't even
I have to
talk
agree with you
about
on
it.
Overdrive. I can't stand Overdrive.
I won't even watch it. I don't even know. Now, RPM, I didn't like just seeing the previews and seeing the Zords had big cartoony eyes, and it's like a cat car, and it's like, no. It's not happy.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan, which Mighty Morphin didn't you like?
Everything after Mighty Morphin.
Everything-
As soon as they got rid of Goldar, it was over.
No, as soon as they turned Goldar into best friends with Bulk and Skull, it was kind of...
Oh, come on, that was hilarious when he forgot who he was.
He used to be such a...
He was their slave. That was
Amazing.
great.
So when you grow up with
Amazing
Goldar,
guy.
he's like the biggest savage you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like 8 years later, he's a kitty, literally.
Like, so you go from him trying to stab
Yeah.
Jason in the fog,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh my
to
God, he was
being
so...
Bulk and Skull's slave. But I don't remember
hanging out
why he
with
forgot.
Rito.
I don't remember why his when he's I think that's what it did. Rito
God,
released it.
it was Goldar
His
and Rito
brother.
hanging out.
So once Lord Zed gave him his wings back, which I could have sworn he had wings in the first series at some point. I guess he didn't, but it always seemed like he did.
No, because they were always compressed.
Yeah, but they're like, here, let me give you your wings back. Why was he missing his wings in the first place?
So it was a punishment of some sort.
I guess
Um,
we didn't get a whole lot of bad guy backstory, and actually that would have been pretty good.
now, I didn't like Mystic Force simply because I don't like magic wands and capes on my Power Rangers.
You didn't like the Wand Morpher?
Didn't like RPM. I love, like I said earlier, the concept, the Mad Max world.
Yeah.
But the Rangers themselves and the Zords, I thought were really terrible.
So good idea done badly.
Yeah.
That seems to be the
That could have been
case.
so
At least the
much
Yellow
better.
Ranger has her own show now.
Like, it could have been so much
The Yellow Ranger who played on RPM is that zombie, iZombie. She's the main character.
Is
from
that
You're
iZombie.
kidding me? That's her?
Yeah, that's
Nice.
her.
I didn't know.
Well, hey, the leader from RPM became a meth head.
That's
like
true.
I said
He's in the
earlier.
Marvel universe.
And then
in
the
the
Yellow
Marvel
Ranger from
universe.
Galaxy
Okay.
was the girl from Not Another Teen Movie,
Really?
who's like has no top on.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
We'll have to go back and investigate. Or potentially this will all be on the screen right now.
And really, those are the only two that I would just shut down immediately.
We've got about 5 minutes before I have to dump footage.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
somebody pay attention to when it stops doing anything.
Okay.
So it'll disappear. It'll just stop. Okay, so
So just those two I would dump on.
so
I'm fine with pretty much anything else that I've seen anyway.
but you are still the Mighty Morphin purist.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is fine.
Okay, so
Nothing wrong with
I'll
that.
say Zeo as my third, not because Zeo was bad
I mean,
or
96
done
was a long time
poorly,
ago.
but only because I was real salty all through Zeo because they got rid of my Mighty Morphin. Like, that's why I didn't like Zeo.
But they kept most of the Rangers.
I know,
and
but,
brought back Jason.
but they destroyed my Zords.
Yeah, the way well before they even got into Ninja, the way the Thunder Zords went out like bitches, that was terrible.
Dude, those things
Rito just tore
those
them
things
apart,
got ripped
and then-
apart.
Now, okay, before we run out of space here, I want to bring this up. what just happened in the living room?
Oh.
Technically speaking, the Zeo powers are still the strongest. They even said that, like, they had basically had to get rid of the Zeo powers because they were so strong, nobody's really been able to handle them anymore. Like, the fact they were focusing them enough to use them as powers was
I need a
crazy.
source cited on this one, sir.
But I think I remember them stating that basically the Zeo crystal was the most powerful thing ever, and its power always kept going up. Like, it kept gaining power. Like, so at some point they just couldn't do it anymore. I don't remember why they stopped. Because I remember that what's-her-face attacked the command center and blew it up.
Yeah.
I blame Alpha.
I blame Alpha too.
You forgot to lock.
Because they went from Zeo to Turbo, which made little to no sense. But realistically, because I thought what's-his-face took the Zeo powers back with him when he went into space. Trey. I don't remember. We have to go back and relook.
Yeah, I have to go back and look. Like
Because
I said, Zeo's.
I'm pretty sure
like,
Zeo was
just a
supposed to
black
be the
spot
strongest
for
thing
me.
ever.
Right.
And realistically, they still had to fight really hard. But let's see, what was it? Zeo was the Machine Empire, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hated the Machine Empire,
I just didn't like the
King,
the
and his
Machine
son.
King and his son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
found
wanted
the-
to punt that thing.
I found the son
But
extremely annoying.
Realistically, if it wasn't for the fact they were fighting the Zeo Rangers, they would have won.
Now, if they did the Machine Empire, if they did what they did in Lightspeed, where it was like a little baby
Yeah.
at first, and then he grew up into the badass, then I'd be like, all right, we're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that little kid was like Fisher Price. I wanted to punt him every time I watched him.
But he's so funny. They did a good job on those suits.
Which season did Rita come back as the monster mother or mother of monsters or something like that?
They kind of had relevance all the way through Turbo, because even like Divatox,
Was
like
she-
there was like this
They
whole
were
little
still around, but they were
this
frozen
whole little
somewhere.
bad guy like
well, she
network.
makes an appearance. She comes back in one of the later seasons.
Well, after she got purified,
I think it was Space or Galaxy.
Like Rita herself comes back.
because Rita and Zed came back, they were obviously around for Forever Red, I think. But then they brought back every bad guy ever for the finale of Space.
I remember Zed always being like the ultimate baddie.
Yeah, but then
Like-
he after he got married to Rita, after she tricked him into marrying her,
Well,
he became
yeah.
a bitch.
yeah,
Yeah,
Zed
but
became-
before that, when he made
became
his
bitch.
first
He was
appearance,
such a badass
he
when he
was-
first came in.
he's
He was
scary
like,
dude.
"Nope, my palace, you get out."
That was back when we were kids, and they were trying to show us that marriage does this to you.
I guess that's true.
The whole time, Zed was awesome, and then as soon as they got married, bitch made.
But then again, she was under his power, so.
Yeah.
But he destroyed.
They even had the
original
funniest
swords.
fight on the movie too,
Oh, that's right.
when they were stuck in the globe.
Yes.
But Scorpina, where did she go?
That is a good point, guys. Do you know where Scorpino went? Because if you do, let us know in the comments down below. But for right now, we're
We'll
going
be
to take
right
a break.
back. I have.
Look happy, Dan.
Nice pizza.
Ugh. Garlicky. Let's try that again. That way we get time marker on both.
Nice.
All right, guys, so we're back from the break, and Nick locked his hat. Feels like a Brillo pad. A good Brillo pad. Greasy Brillo pad. Anyways, the good Hawaiian grease. Yeah. All right, so let's go into something I know Dan is sort of passionate about. I guess we all technically are. Favorite theme songs,
Mighty Morphin.
of course. Moving on. Okay, so Mighty Morphin
The
was awesome.
extended Mighty Morphin.
The full
like
on.
full
Extended,
song.
right?
Yeah.
Now, I actually love the Zeo theme song.
Zio's pretty.
Go Zeo! But it also brings in some of the hard rockiness of Mighty Morphin.
It does.
Which one brought it in? It was, wasn't it Dino Charge that actually brought in more?
They started doing that in Samurai.
Yeah, but one of them really recently.
I think Dino Charge did it
I
really
think
well.
Dino Charge really went in there and
Yeah.
revamped the original theme to fit the new thing because it was dinosaurs again.
Mhm.
Right.
Plus, it was 25th. What's the anniversary?
It was the 22nd.
Either way,
Somewhere
whatever it was. But I thought, that's one of my favorites. The Zeo, of course, Mighty Morphin, classic. All the things make the sounds like this guy over here. But I think the swords make the sound much better than the Morpher.
I actually really like Galaxy's theme song.
Lost Galaxy?
Yeah.
Lost Galaxy.
That one that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. For some reason. Something about it I didn't dig it.
It seems
I mean,
a lot more mellow.
it was a little bit more mellow, but Yeah, some of the way they sang it sounded strange.
You got to get pumped for Power Rangers.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. I think Wild Force had a good one.
Wild Force was... I'm trying to think. SPD was good.
SPD was actually pretty good.
SPD was fun.
Lightspeed Rescue had a decent one.
I love Lightspeed Rescue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
LSR. I was just thinking, like, what is the abbreviation for that? I don't think Time Force wasn't that good.
Time Force wasn't good.
I didn't really dig
But
that.
yeah, Zeo was amazing.
Zeo I thought was a really good one because they used the Mighty Morphin theme, but updated it.
Yeah.
Mighty Morphin by itself, all 3 seasons all had a turbo.
Yeah. Turbo was great.
Turbo boom, explosions with the cars.
Explosions!
Yeah.
Turbo was like...
Has anybody gone back to look at the credits? Did Michael Bay get his start with
Turbo?
Turbo?
No. Michael Bay just dipped his toe in the water with the new movie. He really didn't, but that... I still say, I swear to God, that movie somehow is bayed out.
Worst Megazord.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into that. Oh, okay.
I should have made that point earlier. When
Okay, we didn't really go into worst Megazords, really. Okay,
we just did worst series.
Yeah, okay, so we did worst series, guys. We're gonna take a small step back because we're gonna be all over the place. Yeah. We're gonna go worst Megazords or singular Zords. We'll all say new Megazord was hideous.
And then you brought it up, so I'm gonna let you keep the answer for worst carrier or worst single Zord.
Go ahead.
Because you reminded me of it. What you said in the living room.
What, Tor?
Yeah.
Tor.
Yeah, Tor.
Most useless Zord.
Yeah.
Tor the squishy Zord.
So Tor, the first time you see him is great. Tor's like awesome.
Yeah.
And then
God, new Zord. Yeah.
Every time after that stupid turtle gets flipped on its back.
Hold on, we got Flippy, buddy.
Yeah.
And then the white Tiger Zord and the Dragon Zord are like, all right, push.
Yeah.
Push.
I still don't like Pyramid.
Now the fact that Tor was had the strongest armor out of whatever, cool. Its version of the Ultra Zord was so dumb.
Oh yeah, you just stacked everything.
They just stack everything.
And then you didn't even get to see the white Tiger Zord.
Yeah, he hides inside, which made no sense.
Like, put him in a kennel.
Yeah.
Now, whenever he was in battle mode, Tor was pretty cool.
He was cool.
He got huge, and you tucked whatever Zord inside it. So I like to think that was an armor for whatever was outside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was the original intent. We don't know. But because you could put the Tiger Zord standing up in there, you could put the Red Dragon in there. You couldn't put a full Megazord.
No.
But that would have made a little more sense. Now, adding crap onto the outside of Tor in battle mode would have been better.
When they were just in their assault team and they were just like, no, horrible. Because he was already getting flipped over in the first place. Yeah. Why would you want to be up there?
Yeah.
He's going to squish everything. Because he can ride himself with the Red Dragon. God. But yeah, no, the worst Ultra Zord, period, I think, was that.
Terrible.
Now, you hate Pyramidas for some ungodly reason.
It's just boring.
How is it boring?
Dude, done.
That's everything! Tor did the exact same thing, but not as cool.
Dude, done.
First of all, Tor's legs didn't even extend.
I just didn't...
I had Pyramidas, because I had all the Zeo Zords.
But he's symmetrical.
He is symmetrical, he really is. So he should be like my absolute favorite at that point, I guess. He really should. Probably because I didn't get to see any of the Zords, because they all tucked into the back.
See, and that's my thing with Tor.
When he was in standing mode, when he was in the carrier mode, they were all on the surface.
They did it so rarely in the carrier mode.
Yeah, but I'm going from the toy, not what they did in the show.
Oh yeah.
Because they did it just like Tor. Everything would go inside, and then he would shoot.
Grew up poor, didn't have any of the toys, so all I have is the shit.
Well,
done.
Hey, just because some of us are more no, I'm just kidding. I had to buy all my Zords, guys.
So that's why I didn't like him. I didn't get to see any kind of real transformation, and everything just hidden.
Well, yeah, and because I think part of that was like in Zeo, everything combined.
Yeah, everything.
And then you get Pyramidas, and you're like, all right, this is kind of cool, and then you're just like, all right, just shove everybody in.
Yeah.
Well, I liked that because it did make him a carrier even in his robot mode.
Right.
So you put whichever Megazord you were using inside because it did super or regular.
Right.
Thinking of gasoline all of a sudden. But then you put the Red Battlezord hanging off the back and the cannons came over.
That was cool.
That was always cool about the Red Battlezord. But that one was fairly well useless otherwise.
Right.
Because, I mean, the toy was neat because it had the battery punchy gimmick. But it was an incredibly annoying sound. Yeah. I will say that.
It was. My friend had it. Yeah. And anytime we turned it on, turn that bleep off.
Now, I thought one of the dumber gimmicks from the Zeo line, it went for the toy and the show, the swapping of helmets for different powers.
Oh, yeah, for the
I thought that was stupid. He's like, oh, now he has telekinesis because he has the Sphinx head on.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's stronger because now he had the bull head on.
I was just indifferent to that.
But I like the design. But I loved the carrier mode of that because you laid out all the Zeozords out there, and then like you had that's where the ropes for the other Zords would connect up to the front ones. I love that towing the leg ones with the animal ones,
right?
And then you had the Falcon parked on top, or it wasn't a Falcon or something.
It was like a Phoenix.
Was it a Falcon? No, it was called a Falcon. Red Falcon Zord.
Oh yeah.
It parked on top of the pyramid. I actually really like Pyramidas. However, nobody likes the new Megazord. But we'll get more into that later.
Are you talking about the new movie
Megazord?
Okay.
Also, I'm not digging the Ninja Steel Megazord at all. It is horrible. You like symmetrical Zords? Don't look at this. Do not look at the Ninja Steel Megazord. It is a hideous mess, and it's a piloted Zord by a Zord. So the Red Ranger Zord sits inside in a chair, like the whole thing in Ninja Steel.
There's a chair in the chest.
It's chairs. So whatever Zord is piloting it, whether it's the red or the dragon, because the dragon can do it too. It has a dragon mode, which is a little bit neat. But the fact that they all have sombreros, at least on the Japanese side, so their ninja stars, their shurikens, actually become new powers for the Megazord. But they always plant on the head. That's where the power comes from. So even the dragon itself has a sombrero. It's kind of ridiculous. Every single you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I can't stand it.
Can't stand it. It's ridiculous. And in the toys, that's where all the sound effects come from.
Everything is ugly.
Yeah, it's hideous. Look it up. Look, you're texting on camera.
No, I'm looking up the Ninja Steel Megazord right now.
Well, I have this.
Yeah, but this is faster, and you don't have to stop what you're doing, and we can continue.
Oh, it doesn't matter. But anyways, Ninja Steel's hideous. Let's see, my least favorite Megazord.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
It's hideous, man. And the American version is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I can go. What about other singular Zords that are really bad or useless?
Oh, all right. Let's run through the seasons.
Yeah, we got to go through each one. Which one's really stupid?
All right, so Mighty Morphin, the worst one I would say is Pterodactyl. She doesn't get much screen time. What little individual,
but it's usually shooting power bolts,
and it's like, okay, pew pew pew. All right, give me a few minutes to circle back around.
Well, as the season went on, they were in Zord mode less and less. It was straight to Megazord, and they just summon the Megazord immediately. Skip to combine. I always liked the design of the Pterodactyl.
About how
I think the Phoenix was worse, or the Firebird.
The Firebird did literally nothing.
It did nothing. I mean, it's a cool design, but it did nothing in Thunder mode.
It's just Flight Zords are typically just support. And
Falcon Zord is pretty badass.
They have to come around, and their passes have to be perfectly timed so the monster moves. So I'm thinking.
Well, Kimberly was also the pilot for a while too, and she is.
Well, yeah. That's all right. She didn't have to be smart and pretty. She just has to be one.
Yeah.
Either one sold the toy.
She got smarter like everybody else did down the line. Hey, post high school, we all got bigger brains.
Yay!
Okay, fine. Let's go. Other worst Megazord, the original Ninja Megazord from the movie.
God,
that's only down to CG being really terrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
We've talked about that before. Well, actually, we didn't talk about it. That was on my first Nerdcast.
Yeah.
That was pre-new movie. It's hard to think because there's so many good Zords, bad ones. I think the Lobster Zord from Samurai, it's cool, but the colors are so weird.
I didn't like the Bull Zord from Samurai.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's supposed to look like a bull that's carrying or towing one of those little old school Japanese.
Oh, that thing! Yeah. No, you're entirely right. The red, and it had a cart behind it.
Yeah, and it had missiles on the cart. That thing was dumb.
That thing was really dumb.
In concept,
in concept, cool. But then when you see it, you're just like, this is dumb.
What was it called? What was the Magna Defender's Zord?
The Toro Zord?
Toro Zord. I didn't really dig it. I liked it in...
It kind of had that Ninjor-esque feel.
It was very Ninjor. Because it just turned around, stood up, and exposed more.
I even had the toy. Somebody bought me the toy when I was a kid.
And it was motorized,
No, so it was actually, it had the transformation, but it was so bland.
Yeah, but Torso, wasn't it? It was motorized, wasn't it? I thought it actually stood up and did everything on its own.
No.
Because the torso turned and everything, right?
You could turn everything, but it was dumb. It was bland.
Oh, I thought it was motorized.
I was like, why did you buy me this?
Yeah, no, that's why I think it's so dumb. So, like the Red Battle Zord, it was just a support Zord. It didn't actually, did it combine?
No.
It did not combine, so that's why it's even dumber. There was no
combination.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
The Toro Zord was dumb.
I think Time Shadow was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Just because it was so limited.
Time Force, I liked the Rangers.
Yeah.
And the weapons. Zords fell completely flat.
The
for me.
Q-Rex was good
The Q-Rex was awesome.
in the show.
Yeah.
The weird toy with the remote. No.
Yeah.
I think it had a remote and you could transform and shoot weapons out of it.
All the Zords look like you bought them from Sharper Image.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. Time Shadow, I didn't dig the design of it. The head I thought was funny. Weird they had the red version and the blue version. So I mean, one Zord combined and then it would flip. It would switch to a different mode.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Or am I thinking? No, that's the regular. The Time Shadow was the ninja one.
There's the ninja one.
Okay, that one was neat. It was the normal.
I didn't like the Time Shadow, actually.
I thought, it was, except for a giant wing weapon, that was kind of stupid. The Batleth.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I preferred the Time Shadow over the normal Time Megazord.
Right.
Time Force Megazord, whatever it's called. Quantum Megazord. What was it called?
Which one?
The actual. No, the actual Megazord. What was?
I don't know. I didn't.
But it had a B. It had an A and B side. Basically, is what it was.
Time Force was my least favorite.
But you know what it reminds me of? Now that I think about it. Oh hell, what is that? Aquarion.
Oh yeah.
Where it had the different modes depending on how it combined.
Yeah.
That's what it really was. But
Okay.
it's the same. But I think. Oh, the Galaxy Megazord. The big, chunky, ugly.
Oh, from the
From Lost Galaxy.
Yeah. I hated that thing.
It was so.
Have
ugly.
you seen it?
The big, chunky thing. I really didn't.
It's
dig
just-
it.
At least it's not ringing a bell.
It's blocky.
It is a block. So they went from that because you had the red line, which was the core, and then you had all the other weird add-ons.
Yeah.
Which is fine. They added the new Zords later on. They were Galactabeasts that were converted to Zords.
Yeah.
And they came back later.
What's it called? The Zenith Carrier Zord?
Yeah.
That thing was
that
awesome.
thing is really cool.
And the two Zords that came with it were
Yeah.
awesome. Like
Yeah.
the Stratus Megazord.
Yeah, so you had the giant shark, which was the Zenith, right? And then you had the blue and the red, and one was like a rhino-looking
Yeah, he was like
guy,
a rhino dude.
and the other one was very something else.
So that was the Galaxy.
Galaxy Megazord right there. So it sits on top of the gorilla, and then you got the wolf. That's the wolf. That's what was it? It wasn't a cat. What was it? Sphinx? Something like that.
That was dumb.
What's missing? Oh, the green one that's on the back.
The condor.
That's right. The condor. Quote unquote
That
condor.
was the ones that came in the Carrier Zord.
Yes, those are actually cool. Was it Centaur? No, something. They had different names. But yeah, those Zords were cringy at best because they came back.
The gorilla's awful.
Well, that's because they came back later with not Jungle Fury. God damn it, help me out here.
Wild Force.
Wild Force did the same type of Zords way better.
Oh, Wild Force.
Significantly
was great.
better.
Yeah.
Plus,
Like just a lion on its own.
look at the lion. Look at that. It's just, I mean, actually, the lion by itself looks a little bit neat, but doesn't look like a lion.
Actually, the lion itself, that's almost the exact build for the Mastodon.
It's very similar, except for the fact that it's the core, not arms.
So all it does is fold in, and the head like comes out and becomes the head. That's it.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so cringe.
I was not a fan of like Galaxy Zords in general, other than the Zenith. That just sounds like a cool Zord.
This is a cool carrier sword right here.
Yeah.
We're not going to argue that Titanus is the best carrier.
Yes.
Well, okay. Even the Staj. Is it the actual best carrier Zord? Because realistically, I would say that the Super Train is the best carrier.
He was good enough to carry Shogun. Ninja.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I'm saying he's definitely the most used.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
and-
Artillotron was
Artillotron.
And then
both
there's-
carrier and Megazord.
And Dino Thunder has the throwback with the Brachio.
The Brachiosaurus.
Carriers, or
Yeah.
that's got the exact same head and neck, just a different color.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
Brachio.
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus. Or
Tommy's like, I actually made this one walk this time instead of being on wheels.
Yeah.
oh wait, you're talking about Dino Thunder. I'm thinking Dino Charge did it too.
Oh, Brachiosaurus was.
Yeah, Dino Charge
See, I
did it
haven't
even
seen
better.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen that one.
the Titano Charge Megazord.
So
which
yeah,
is
they were finally
enormous.
took a Brachio style dinosaur, and they're like, you know what? This one's going to transform now.
Nice.
But really, they did steal a lot of design of that from the Dino Charge, Dino
Yeah.
Force, Dino Thunder.
Dino
It's one of those. Is it Charge, Force, or Thunder?
It's got animals.
It's one of those. It's got dinosaurs in it. The one where Tommy came back, the most used Ranger ever. And yeah, you guys were
Who
talking
gets
about
the quickest PhD
yeah.
ever.
Oh, I know.
Well, hold on. How many years from high school to that was it?
We don't know because the timeline was so messed up going
The
through.
timeline
different
was more or
seasons.
less messed up, but realistically, how much time was it? Almost 10 years?
It's like 10 years. But he was doing nothing in Forever Red.
That's true. And Forever Red, he was when
He just owned like a random bar, and he was
Yeah.
like,
He's going to school, University of Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's going to
yeah,
school.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to.
No offense to JDF. We love you.
I wanted to bring this up.
Oh.
It's fan fiction, or not fan fiction because that goes to some dark places, like a theory
Gotcha.
about how Ernie is the physical embodiment of Zordon through Mighty Morphin.
So he's like their father figure, anyways, outside.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know about that.
He
but
gave him
maybe.
smoothies.
But I like how Ernie's bar continued on even after Ernie was gone.
Oh, it was gone. Yeah.
But like some of those side stories that came up later with Bulk and Skull, they needed to dumb that down even further. Like just kill those side stories, and the fact that they came back for
Samurai. Bulk came back for Samurai.
Skull. Skull did too because it was
Skull
his
didn't come
nephew.
till the very end.
Yeah, but it was his nephew who was with Bulk.
Yeah.
So yeah, they brought them back. But I thought about it when they showed that off. I was like, when did they come back from the other galaxy? Because that's when they left. They left on the ship to go to the other galaxy, and then they crash landed there, and that was God knows how far away from Earth.
Semantics.
How do they just get back to Earth? Or is all that happening on that planet? See, that's the other thing. Not only do we have multiple planets
See what I'm
inhabited by
saying now, though?
humans,
Is like the timeline's so jumbled.
forget timelines. We have universes to deal with.
Doctor Who crossover. That's how it happened.
Doctor Who.
TARDIS Zord
Yeah.
God.
combined.
TARDIS Prime.
Yeah. I've got a shirt that's Tardimus Prime.
I've
Yes.
seen it. It's really awesome.
All right, so since we're sort of in that zone, and yes, you grew up poor, so you didn't get that. You don't get to talk about this.
I got to play with my friends' Zords.
Okay, so your favorite Zords that were out, the toys that were out when you were kids, even if you own them or not, because they're all in slightly different generations.
Well, the only one that I got to play with as a kid was the original Zord. Well, I take that back. I got to play with the Ninja Megazord as well.
Predazord, I had that, and that was one of the first swords that had like bicep articulation.
Yeah, that actually had arms that worked, sort of. What was your first Megazord, Nick? That you ever
my
played
very
with?
first was the Ninja Megazord.
The original?
Yeah.
Okay. Because as these guys know, I never had the originals ever growing up. The Soul Chigo, I'm sorry, technically the gold one is the first ever version of the original Megazord that I've ever owned.
Do you count? Because I had a Ninja Megazord, but it didn't come apart.
You had that.
Oh,
other
the
one.
smaller version
it
that
was-
came with the
yeah.
Falcon?
Yeah.
No, I will count that because it's still a Megazord toy.
Okay.
So it's not a
I had
combiner,
that.
but you
That
had
was-
something.
That was the one that I owned.
See, I put off buying those because I wanted the deluxes. Because I wanted that combiner aspect.
Or no, not Predazord. I had the Light Speed Zord with Max Solar.
Okay.
That was...
See, now there's some money in that. Because it's like, okay, so, like I was saying, these guys know, like, I never had the original Megazord until now. Soul Chigoken's literally the first one I've ever had that's the right colors and everything like that. So I started with the Thunder Zords.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with the Assault Team, then got
We needed to buy
the
those
Red Dragons,
stupid
because they
things
were separately, which is dumb to buy that and then the other way around because you can't do anything with it. So I had that, never had a Tiger Zord. However, my cousin had a Tiger Zord, and he trashed it. Like, he never took care of any of his toys. He had the Dragon Zord, and he had the original Megazord. He never put any of the decals on, and he trashed them.
Everyone always lost the tip for
Yes.
the Dragon Zord too.
Everybody lost a lot of those things. He lost every one of the orbs from the Tiger Zord,
Oh wow.
and the battery pack. So, just a little admittance here. I stole your Tiger Zord, you jerk. I stole his Tiger Zord. He never knew it was gone. I stole it. I took it home. I cleaned it up. I painted on the details that he didn't do. So mine actually looked like the Japanese version because I didn't paint the power bolts. So I painted on that. This is when I got into modeling when I was a kid. So I
Well,
took
they
that.
did all the Power Bolts through all the Mighty Morphin toys.
Yeah.
What do we
So-
put on it? Power Bolts.
Power bolts, everything. So I couldn't replace the orbs. I couldn't replace the tail, nothing like that. But I had a Tiger Zord of my own somehow. So then I had the Thunder Zord to go with it. So that was fun. And like I said, screw you for screwing it over. Anyways, so he eventually locked all of his. He didn't care. I don't even think he ever had Titanus. Now, I did have a friend who had Tor. But don't remember. No, actually, same cousin. Same cousin had Tor. He didn't have the Thunder Zords, but I did. So I would go over there and I'd play with that. Of course, he lost every friggin' thing. The arm cannons, all of it. You know, he didn't care about any of his toys. Talk about spoiled kid. I don't care, you were. But now my other buddy, and I said this, I had the Falcon Zord, but my best friend had the Ninja Megazord. So we would play together that way.
Gotcha.
So that was a lot of fun. But of course, none of us had Titanus. And you weren't just going to find one.
Right.
They were. You talk about Titanus, it's hard to find now.
Well, they didn't do
Try back then.
a reprint of it until
Ninja. Well,
Ninja.
Well, that's even the Ninja, because you didn't get one until then. We're talking, we were in the Ninja time.
Right.
And we couldn't find one on the shelf. And nobody could afford it back then. Whereas these Megazords were $20-$30 back in the day. You know, even I think the Falcon Zord was 15 or something like that.
Falcon Zord was well affordable.
It was $20. Titanus was huge and motorized, so you're talking $60-$70, and you weren't, as a kid, you were just going to drop that. Then I had the
was
Shogun.
a lot in the 90s.
Yeah. So my buddy had Ninja, so I got the Shogun. So we still had all the playability. And then the Turbo Megazord was the last one I ever had as a kid. But I had the whole Zeo line, except for the dumb extra stuff.
Right.
So I had regular Zeo Megazord, Super Zeo Megazord, Pyramidas. I ended up selling all these things not 2 years ago.
Right.
Because I was trying to fund other things. I'm like, somebody's going to want these. They're just taking up space, you know. Now, this was before I started reviewing, which sucks. Because I would love to have those back for reviewing purposes. Because, you know, that's where I hated the swappable heads. But that's where everybody always lost. I always kept up with my stuff. I kept the boxes. I kept things stored in the styrofoam. You know, so all my stuff is in good condition versus what a lot of people do. You know, almost no paint fade, no solar damage. And with things that are like the White Tiger or the Falcon Zord, you could see massive color changes if you left those things outside.
Oh no, I saw one Falcon Zord from one kid, and the thing looked like it was
yellow.
painted in like super vanilla yellow.
Yeah. It was like manila folder color.
I'm pretty sure I had a Falcon Zord toy as a kid.
They had other ones too that were smaller.
I'm fairly sure I did.
I feel like they should have had die-cast ones, like small ones. Like the Chogokin size, like
Oh,
these
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
That would have been awesome back in the day.
Thought about those.
I would have too.
Yeah, because of the Power Rangers toys, and it used to frustrate me as a kid, is I had the slightly smaller Megazord that didn't come
Now,
apart.
didn't the
or anything.
legs were the only thing that connected on it, if I remember correctly?
It was.
The Falcon Zord
didn't.
came off.
They didn't.
Well, that's a Ninja, but I'm talking
They
the
didn't
original
disconnect.
one. Yeah.
It did almost the tank mode.
Yeah.
The upper torso is how it normally is.
Oh, yeah.
And it just sat up like that.
That's right.
And
Because
my
And didn't
mom
the
thought-
hands like fire off like missiles?
I think the fist shot.
Yeah.
if it was a Ninja, it did, but the other one, I don't know.
I think I'm pretty sure
The
that
Ninja,
fist
I
shot
remember
off.
the Wolf or the Ape Sword had a button in it and it did a power punch.
Mhm.
It was probably Ape. Because that was the actual fist.
Yeah.
But, I mean, toys have been around for so long, and back then, they were the same as we got in Japan.
Right.
But yet I had the full size monster. So my Megazord's like this
Oh,
tall.
yeah, tiny
my
Megazord.
monster's like this tall. But
Why didn't we
I
ever-
may do.
We forgot to look up the name of Rita's Zord while we were on the break.
Oh, we did.
Rita's Zord.
Yeah, the Zord that,
Because I remember Goldar piloting one.
I think
at
Goldar
one
didn't
point.
pilot that one, but he piloted some. Now, Serpentera, I never saw one as a kid.
That thing's huge.
That thing was huge, and it did. I mean, it was
I
limited,
see
but
it a
it would
lot on
transform.
sale on some online sites.
I don't think we'll ever get a legacy for it, but I feel like Serpentera was like a missed opportunity.
Give us a Legacy Serpentera Bandai.
Now, no. But like,
You'll make money.
it can't be to scale
No.
because they were like not even like normal Megazords weren't knee high to Serpentera.
Right.
I mean, that thing was like beyond carrier sized.
Yeah.
Like it should have been its base of operations.
It could have picked up Titanus and flown away with him.
I thought it kicked over Tor, didn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it kicked over Tor.
It had its
Oh,
foot
man.
on top of
It
Tor.
had, yeah, then it couldn't crush it because he's so strong.
Because Zed was trying to crush Tor.
You put Zetas.
oh, I sure did.
Typo.
No wonder it's not coming up.
Typo horror. Typo horror. Okay, anyways. But yeah, those are the ones I was in as a kid. Because this is the Mighty Morphin era. Turbo was the last thing I was watching still. Because I watched up until Jungle Fury, realistically. Mystic Force I missed out on because of work. Like as an adult.
You didn't
Because it
miss
was
out.
on... I know, obviously I didn't miss out on it.
You
But,
didn't miss out on anything.
I saw some of it, and I did dig the idea of the series, though. Of course, the favorite toys now. That's a
Legacy
given.
line.
Well, with the exception of the ones that are problematic.
Oh, yeah.
The original back there, of course, the black and gold version that is iffy. That guy.
There he is,
What's his
Cyclopsis.
Cyclopsis. That makes
I
sense.
do remember.
Yeah, because he kept getting more and more powerful every time
Yeah.
they beat him. He kept coming back stronger. So, of course, the fact of the Legacy line, the Legacy Megazord was not designed to be part of that originally. It was just the 10th anniversary. And then, and being lazy as they were, they're like, nobody's going to want more of these, so we'll just release it now.
Right.
And now everybody, of course, wants it. So yes, it did. Anyways, but yeah, so the Dragon Zord, there's almost nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Except for the feet are too heavy. And the way the...
they made a lot of progression between the Dino Megazord and the Dragon Zord.
Yes, they did. The Titanus
He's
is
super
immaculate.
heavy standing on top of the Dino Megazord, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
Like, without those knee clamps, he's not standing.
Well, yeah, because I did the black and gold combination, but the black and gold is so heavy trying to keep the arms up, and if you don't put it on right, because there is
That's
a right
why
and wrong way to
I
attach
do
it
the staff. You have to do the staff just to like give them
for
something.
props. Yeah. But Titanus is probably one of the best ones ever.
They did really well on Titanus.
I think they didn't need to do the die-cast feet.
Yeah.
I think that's because it makes the other ones so much
They
heavier.
could have added die-cast somewhere else.
It's not like you're posing him anyway. He's holding the chain, so the
Yeah,
arms
but
don't need
why
to be
not?
anywhere else.
The paint is the same, so why bother making a die-cast? It doesn't need the weight to hold itself down.
True.
It's a tank. I mean, it doesn't need anything.
They could have put the die-cast into the tail cannons.
I think that would have been a better because they don't do anything.
I mean, they have some on the tip, but they could have put more in.
Part of me is surprised they didn't put die-cast in the head.
Yeah.
Because then it would be like,
Yeah.
trying to hold its own head up. I think the best part about Titanus is Wally riding it.
Wally's just chilling.
And the
Wally can't.
So this is the Wally Squishy Ultra
That's
Zord.
why Wally's like scared right now. He's like,
Yeah.
God,
Just chilling.
this guy was eating me.
The
earlier.
funny thing is, it like literally is like the perfect size for Wally to sit there. You know, when I do the review, I know Dan's gonna let me borrow these things for a little while so that I can review them. I'm gonna have Wally and
that's
Squishy
fine.
all up over it. They'll be fine, but Now if you get it back all weathered and panel lined and
not.
stuff, I can't be. Sometimes I'll pick up something random. I'll just start going to town weathering it.
No.
Which, by the way, I bought a friggin' Tamiya sponge brush so I can actually use your weathering kits properly. Since you threw yours away.
I just use makeup sponges.
It's so much easier to not.
I like the makeup sponges.
There's no accuracy.
Never said I would.
Anyways,
Other Bandai things.
other Bandai things. Where are we at now? Soul Chigokin Megazord.
That thing's amazing.
That's the best thing ever. Except for the size of the head and the random.
I want the Soul Jigogen Megazord and the Soul
Wait,
Jigogen.
what's the problem with the size of the head?
It's just a little small.
It looks
Just a little bit small.
proportioned.
It literally needs to be like
It needs to be
that.
a little wider.
It just
yeah.
needs to be like that. Otherwise, it's pretty much perfect.
I want
The
him-
chest looks a little bit tiny compared to it because look, the way the legs now extend out, because you can
Yeah.
actually pop the hips out. It gives the legs a little bit more width than the chest, and it looks a little awkward.
The handle looks a little long.
Yeah, but actually, I think that's fairly well accurate. It wasn't very long because they two-handed it often.
Yeah.
So, and it can't two-hand it. It can't get its arms in front of itself. But otherwise, and I think the cannons are just a hair too high. But then again, the little one also has them.
Yeah,
up
those
that
are like
high.
Optimus Prime smokestacks.
So, but like this one, like we'll take a closer look at this guy in a review later on. I like the little one.
Oh,
I
that's
dig
what
that.
we're missing off of mine is we don't have the cannons on them, on the feet.
Oh, the pterodactyl cannons.
Yeah, the pterodactyl cannons on the feet.
Oh,
on the back
your
of-
Megazord,
of
Megazord.
mine, yeah.
Well, he's back there behind Squishy off camera, so can't even see it. It's okay.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
not on-
I didn't even realize it's completely buried underneath all of this.
It's all
So it's okay. And of course, we brought out the Alpha 5 pop,
Yeah.
which I've never bothered reviewing, but I've had for months now.
I want that Soul Jigogen Megazord and the Voltron they did.
Dude, okay, did you see the Voltron statue? I think it's from Hot Toys.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen this?
Oh, it's
Google.
glorious.
Google Hot Toys Voltron.
It's glorious.
It's not a toy, it's a statue. But the detail work, Optimus just looked at it,
I saw that. Yeah.
and it's insanely expensive. And did you see the Hot Toys Megatron from Beast Wars?
Yes.
Did you see how much it cost?
Yeah. But Hot Toys does good work.
It's insane. But it lights up and it's perfectly stagnant thing, but it's
Wait,
absolutely
is it
beautiful.
unpainted?
Oh, you found the...
Because I found one.
Okay, yeah,
it's
this
probably
is the finish
concept.
right here. But that's
Oh,
what it looks
dude,
like.
that is nice.
No, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a slightly fictionalized kind of version of it, but it's absolutely beautiful.
It's the Voltron from the new cartoon.
No, it's not. It's not. It's
'Cause
it's
he's more
very
curvy
slim.
like that.
It's very slim, but
they gave him
it's
they
stylized.
gave him that style proportions.
It's
Yeah.
a modern
Because
stylized.
he's definitely
version.
not blocked like.
No, but he's definitely not new Voltron.
No.
Not that new Voltron's bad, as we discovered. Voltron's the best Megazord. You heard me. All right. So we've basically gone over all those things. Well, we can talk about Sentai. Because we got... Okay, so guys, for those who don't know, somehow, if you're watching this, you don't know this. Power Rangers is based off of a Super Sentai show from Japan. And as we discussed earlier, by the time we got Power Rangers, that was about the 15th series called Zyu Ranger.
Yeah.
Zyu with a Z. That's why it has a Z on the bottom of the Dragonzord's feet, in case you're wondering. But... Semantics. But after that, like, almost... Not all of our series are based directly from them, but they started to be.
Right.
Whereas Sentai is year to year, they do a new series. We made Mighty Morphin 1 year, but we're also got as much mileage out of those suits and Zords and
We really
everything.
did.
So we get everything secondhand
He's
from
like,
Japan.
yes.
But we didn't even use our own live footage for the longest time.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Now we've gotten to that point about, 10 years ago, we finally started getting our own American footage with the costumes.
My mom used to comment that the Pink Ranger or the Yellow Ranger turned into a boy when she morphed.
She did, because the Yellow Ranger was a boy.
Yeah.
Was not a girl. That's why he also didn't have boobs.
Well, and then if you know,
It didn't have a skirt.
I think
yeah.
between season 1 and either 2 or 3, they actually finally give the Yellow Ranger a skirt.
Over there.
And Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
they don't.
in
don't?
America
No.
they didn't.
America, they're really awkward. They suddenly have a skirt.
Yeah.
So you got the really, really girly pink, and then you've got the more masculine girly yellow, even though it wasn't like that. Tomboy. But, so, there's plenty of series that never made it over here. And one of your favorites is a really strange one.
The Tokuger.
Tokuger.
Tokuger's awesome.
It's so weird. It's trains. It's all train-based.
The villains are legit.
Okay.
The villains are legit.
The design of the ratios, which is their... Okay, so they have their changer, which looks like a traffic
like
crossing or a train
tracks.
station. And they have the little toy of the
Yeah, the
train
toy
is
train
their
and-
changer. And they stick it in there, and that's what they change
Well,
into.
that's how-
And summon their Zords.
One of the Kamen Riders.
Yeah, Kamen Riders
too,
very
they
much
could
like
take
that.
a car and put it in
Yeah,
there.
exactly. That was
Kamen Rider Drive.
Yeah. Very, very.
Yeah.
Drive and Tokuger are like right there. Actually, there might have been a crossover.
They were, yeah, that was the
That,
one
they
of the
might have had the
crossovers.
crossover there. But the ratios were...
Tokuger was awesome.
Okay, so you know Transformers to a degree, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so you know when they did the new Sentinel Prime for Titans Return? Titans Return Sentinel Prime, you know, the train version and he stands up? That's how some of the trains were in that. Actually, there was one particular Megazord that is almost identical to that figure.
Really?
Yeah, so it's a double-ended train, and then he stands up and combines together, and then the arms and everything fold out sideways. There was no joke. People are like, what the hell? They ripped off Tokuger.
And then their helmets have like train tracks on them.
Yeah, they're the train track helmets and train track uniforms. It's so weird. You gotta look it up. I mean, like, everybody on screen will see it. Boom. But yeah, the Megazords are so weird. They had multiple different Megazords. Although their carrier Zord, the big golden one that you
that
put
thing,
all of the ratios in, that thing was so cool and huge.
Yeah.
And yes, you can combine them all into one insanely long train. MGO did it, and I think it was like 26 feet long.
Jeez.
He took even the limited ones and stuff like that you got from other series or movie releases, stuff
Right.
like that. So there were certain ones like the Rainbow Ratio, that one was limited, stuff like that. But like you could hook them all together. Each one had a little peg under
I have
flip out.
I have the Morpher.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have the Tokuger Morpher.
What was it called? It was Changer. is what
Toki
it is.
Changer.
Yeah, Toki Changer. Why do you have these things and don't bring them over?
Wait,
Seriously, do I just
wait
need to
for it.
spend like 3 days at your mom's?
Probably.
Tell my mom's.
That's my mom.
I'm just gonna have to go to your mom's and
That's a
review
pretty
all of
legit
your
Morpher,
crap.
too.
It's pretty cool because like it doesn't switch track. Yeah, because it's a switch.
Well, so what it does is it does like whenever you're waiting at the train tracks,
And it does the
has
noise.
ding,
Ding,
ding, ding.
ding, ding. It's
So,
so
whenever
cool.
you're waiting to morph, it's doing the ding ding ding, and the outside lights actually like light up.
Yeah, it
And
looks
then-
like a railroad crossing.
And then it looks like the railroad crossing coming down whenever you're waiting for the train to pass through.
yeah,
That's fun.
no, it's a legit
That's fun.
morpher. And it's so big because it's arm mounted. It's like
Yeah.
who used this? But that's where they really started using basically the toys as props.
Right.
But then the fact, like I said, they did the same thing that Kamen Rider Drive did. But, it was just cool like that. But that's a very, very strange Sentai.
It was, but I loved it.
Did you know, straight from JDF's mouth,
Yeah.
the Dragon Dagger, at least that they used as a prop here in the U.S., was wooden and hand carved.
Oh, that makes sense.
For the longest, it was
they
auctioned
really well
that
painted.
off like 5 or 6 years ago.
I wouldn't doubt
he
it.
auctioned it off for some charity. But yeah, it was hand carved, just a wooden prop.
That's
See, like
pretty
nowadays they would just cast it in one piece, But like, what's on? Because we were talking about it. RPM was not a great series here, but the one that was similar to it, Go Buster. No, Go Buster.
Oh, Go Buster.
Go Buster. We should have gotten here because they have amazing Zords in that.
Right.
So that you looked at it earlier. They're animal / robot based. So they go Transformers. So they have an animal mode, vehicle mode, sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the yellow bunny chopper or the red cheetah car.
Yeah, it's a really cool
It's
series.
actually legit, and the actual formed mecha, the Go Buster O, is so awesome.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like any Megazord that ever came before. It
It
looks
was
like
sad
a
because
legit
it didn't
Transformer.
really do good in Japan.
No, but it would have done so good here if they made a good series.
Oh,
around it. What was the other one we were talking about earlier?
What else didn't we get here?
Well, we hadn't gotten a lot.
We didn't get Die Ranger here.
Didn't get Die Ranger, which would have been the Thunder
series, yeah.
series.
We didn't. Trying to think what else.
There's an enormous list.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about 40 seasons over there versus our 25, 30. So they're way ahead of us.
Right.
But then also the way certain series get changed, like we were talking about, Ninja Steel is nowhere near as good as it is over there. The Zords aren't as good. Everything else. The Burger Morpher debate. Looking at you, Daryl. I know you, Daryl. You might see this. I know you love that Burger Morpher, and I wish we could have gotten it. DJ, you're wrong. The Burger Morpher should have happened. DJ Rivers.
Oh yeah.
Because it was on. It was on Bruno and Mia's thing. They actually had a debate versus
The MMPR.
the MMPR toys. So it's like arguing whether the Burger Morpher needed to be a thing or not.
I think it would have been legit. That's
Oh, it should have been legit. It's America. You literally have a guy who was Americanized and was brought over there. That's why
Right.
everything was definitely. He's a cowboy. He's a Burger Morpher. He's a freaking Bull Rider Zord.
What more American do you want?
His Zord, his little Zord was called Rodeo Maru,
That's funny.
and it rode the bull.
Yeah.
The one we get is stupid. It mimics it, but it's stupid.
It's dumb.
But what was the one? I already forgot what it was called.
Akiba Ranger?
No, the other one, those cubes, the QB,
Oh.
the Minecraft series, and I already forgot.
can't-
To the computer.
I can't stand that series.
First of all, the Zords are awesome, and the theory is cool. And why did I close the? I closed this stupid thing. Keep talking, guys. Find something to talk about.
Trying to think.
I'm looking up these.
Akiba Ranger. That was the weird one. Zooager.
Zooager, yeah.
Why do I keep forgetting that? Okay, guys. So, to capitalize on Minecraft, holy crap, they literally made a series where all the Zords, all the powers, and everything are cube-based.
They just stack on each other.
They stack on each other, but the Ranger suits were
The Ranger
so
suits
simple.
were legit.
They look like printed shirts.
Yeah.
It's so great. But like the Zords, they stack. You throw the sword down the middle, the legs split, the head pops out, the arms pop out. So cool. But they also got bigger and bigger. So by the time they got to the Rhino, the Black Rhino Zord, which was a carrier truck,
Right.
that combined into something really awesome. But that was from Zoo the World. But I love his weapon. It was
the
a fishing rod.
pole, yeah.
That was so cool.
It was
And
a
he had
fishing
3
pole that
swords.
turned into a gun.
Yeah,
That's
fishing.
awesome.
But I like the flashlight was a weapon.
Yeah.
They had a flashlight weapon. The changer, the cube that flips open. You hit the buttons. You do the.
Oh yeah, and you do the
You
Rubik's
actually do
Cube
your
thing.
Rubik's Cube thing and line it. The sounds that come out of it are so awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's the gorilla.
That's a gorilla from, but the gorilla sword's actually really cool. That's a banana cannon. That's a
is-
banana cannon on his back.
That is straight just Minecraft.
Dude, look up all the reviews. Go to Imgo, and he has all of them.
Yeah.
Now they did a movie where they actually brought in this other one that had a condor, a bat, and some other one. So they did a fake.
It was another reprint kind of
It was
thing.
another reprint one, but I like Zua Whale, the huge one.
That was cool.
That
Whenever
thing
the
is legit big.
whenever the Red Ranger morphed into him, it was actually
Yeah.
really cool.
So the Red Ranger kept getting extra power. So he got the gorilla, then he got the. That's where they just started. Instead of just battleizing, he gained new actual powers.
Which, fun fact, is a lot of people don't know, is
Yeah.
that battleizers are an American thing.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
didn't start doing battleizers until the Dino Charge equivalent.
Oh, over there, yeah.
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 All the big
Which I never liked those.
armaments that he puts on.
I never liked the Dino Thunder ones where they drew spikes.
Right.
Super Dino mode. I thought those were stupid.
Yeah, same.
But dude, look up Geo Whale. It's so cool because one, it looks like a giant red blocky whale with a spout coming out of the top. The spout comes out. That becomes his weapon, his sword.
It looks like a giant Fisher Price toy.
It's so awesome. But actually, the whale changer is huge. It's a gun, but it looks like the whale. But it's a huge. It looks like a giant coffee mug, is what it kind of looks like. But then it's so awesome. Like just look up, just go to IMGO and look up. Everybody go check out that.
It was an extremely kid-friendly series.
Massively kid. But like the gimmick of being the Minecraft style Zords is so cool.
And they were like this sentient being race from this world where everything was like
cubed.
Yeah. So they were from a cube. So it's cube whale, cube.
He's like
Cube eagle. It's so
No, it's
bad.
not. It's awesome. It comes from a semi-two-dimensional, three-dimensional world. It's actually pretty neat.
This is kid.
Now the
Well, it's because he liked Minecraft.
Now,
I
hold
didn't
on.
like Minecraft.
the newest series that everybody's absolutely in love with, Q Ranger.
Oh, Q Ranger's amazing.
Have you
Oh
heard of
my
Q
God.
Ranger? I think we talked about it last time. One where the
They look
constellations.
like Common Riders.
Do
To
they?
start off, they
Well,
have.
Kamen Rider gets like
Yeah.
way out there with some.
It's
of their
getting way out there,
costumes.
but
How do you spell it?
Q
KYU.
KYUU Q Ranger, if I remember correctly. One U.
It's really cool.
It's one word, Q Ranger. Okay, so the constellations are where they get their powers, and there's 9 Rangers to begin with, hence Q. Q is
Right.
9 in Japanese. You even got they're aliens of different races, so you've got
That's cool.
so
I'm
you got a
digging that.
bull, you got a bull dude who like he's a huge swole black ranger,
Right.
and he has horns and everything in his form. The Zords are awesome. The Voyagers, they're not Zords, they're Voyagers. They're all spaceships in their own right. Yes. And of course, the Red Ranger gets his made up. So we also have the Ho-Oh's soldier.
Yeah, the new one. He's one of the most recent.
Yeah, so he's the newest add-on with the newest Zord.
I'm digging that there's an orange ranger.
Dude, there's orange, there's silver,
They
there's
have like
pink,
the whole color
there's
spectrum.
green.
Almost.
They really have like all the colors. Gold. That's not yellow. It's gold.
Roy G. Biv Rangers.
Yes, Roji Biv Rangers.
It's a really good series.
It's really cool. The Zords are awesome.
The Morpher's really legit.
I would love to have the actual toys. I know that you can buy them. I know that and get them shipped over here. But like they're what are they called? The Q,
I can't remember.
the changer, but it's a gun.
Yeah.
So it's wrist mounted, but you can also use it as a gun. So it changes into a gun. You take the Q-Tama, which is a little globe. So their actual morphing objects are globes, and like each one, like you spin it, and it's got like a kind of cloudy image. It looks like stars, and then you turn it all the way around, and it forms their actual thing. So
Nice.
wolf, whatever it is.
Whatever their constellation.
Yeah, whatever the
is.
constellation is, and you put it in there, and it can go like 7, like it can do so many different noises on the changer. It's so crazy. Summoning the thing, shooting.
It's probably been one
changing.
of their most innovative series.
It's massively, yeah. But then the fact that like the actual Voyager, the Shishi Voyager, which is the main one, it's a big red lion. It's a giant spaceship and everything. And all the other ones plug on as arms or legs, and they're all interchangeable. They go full Scramble City on it.
That's cool.
But the Voyagers it's got LEDs under each globe.
So the whole thing glows.
It will glow and it will go. Ching, ching. So when it's waiting before you do an attack or something, because it's all sounds and lights. It goes. The globes all light up individually. They'll do the thing. There's also a like Simon type game in the actual toy.
Yeah.
Where it'll do. Okay, here's a pattern. You have to copy it.
Huh.
They have it
It's
included.
interactive.
What the hell is that? Like, Saban, make Q Ranger the new thing here, and they just showed off Q or Shishi Orion.
Yeah.
The new upgrade to the Red Ranger. And
Right.
he basically gains the powers of everybody.
Right.
He goes full on. No spoilers, I guess. Because they showed like all the Q-Tomas circling him and then combining down on him.
Right.
And of course, he becomes the white one with a cape, and he has like 2 different type things. It's really great. Like it's such a cool thing. I love it.
I
So,
don't know white's the combined color.
well, it would be because think about it. All the colors combined would be white.
It's supposed to
They
be
are
white.
full. They are
But
going full
that's how
spectrum.
the Ronin Warriors was too. when
Exactly.
They combined all the
Exactly. I
armor,
was thinking
they
it's
became
very
white
Ronin Warriors.
armor.